It's Mo and Mike in the house.
Going hard with the legends. Paying homage, you know. Yo, Twins Mo and Mike, we running this game. Legends in the making, never gonna be the same. Kennels popping hard, these game dogs raised right. The brat, pretty mama, they shining so bright. La Mayday, what a day, they breathe the heat. Red Ruby L-Rod, they can't accept defeat. With 38 special and yellow bird, we top tier. Champions, grand champions, ain't no fear.
Run the register of merit, we got the elite. Mayday bug Jeep, yellow Frisco, feel the beat. Females like honey bunching awesome, baby, we tight. Bloodline strong, spreading knowledge, taking flight. Scratch to win, don't talk about it. We the real deal, you know it's true, no doubt about it.
KPTO, the modern Earl Tudor. Got in the pack, making moves like a tutor. APBT, family thick, like legends in the game. Legend of them, Triple M. Shout out the name, Deep South, Roadblock. We upholding tradition. Mama, Southern Kennels, we got that ambition. Hardcore hitter, Stone City brings the fire. The Abrahams, the fam, lifting us higher.
Run the register of merit, we got the elite. Mayday bug Jeep, yellow Frisco, feel the beat. Females like honey bunching awesome, baby, we tight. Bloodline strong, spreading knowledge, taking flight. Scratch to win, don't talk about it. We the real deal, you know it's true, no doubt about it.
Listen up, respect the hustle, respect the grind. Ben, Nate Dogg, putting in work intertwined. Keeping that legendary status alive, you feel? Don't hate on the ride, catch the bus, we keep it real. What's history without a future? We pay the way, Captain. We make it happen, that's the play.
So here's to the champions, run the race, stand tall. Twins Mo and Mike, we gon' answer the call. Legends in the game, yeah, we holding it down. In the world of game dogs, we wearing the crown.
Run the register of merit, we got the elite. Mayday bug Jeep, yellow Frisco, feel the beat. Females like honey bunching awesome, maybe we tight. Bloodline strong, spreading knowledge, taking flight. Scratch to win, don't talk me about it. We the real deal, you know it's true, no doubt about it.
Shout out to Ohio Cash, the man with the plan, Rastaman Boom, Schoolboy, aka the.
There's levels to this game. Develop your game. Develop your game. Develop your game. Develop your game. Rob.
Better know my head bump. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the code we live in the game with them people. See the proof and how to give from the pit to the trophies. Every chain, every game. Don't talk about it, be about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the code we live in the game with them people. See the proof and how to give from the pit to the trophies. Every chain, every game. Don't talk about it, be about it. Most wanted Kennels in the spotlight. Danger alert, come with the name. Super Kennels competition, all built for the fame. Work Kennels was the work and work, while Cherokee kept the game strong. Evolution built a bloodline where the heart come from. These dogs ain't hype, they the truth in the pit. Every pedigree stamp when them paws hit the street. Ain't no fairy tales, just that real y'all grit. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the pit bull script. Shout the brothers with the backbone thick. Veer brothers, color brothers, Bishop brothers legit. They don't talk about it, they be about it every day. Put the work in and y'all let the results say. Them boys on the rise, yeah, the circle stay tight. Plow boys, wall boys, Havana boys in the fight. Different flags, same grind, same fire, same spit. Don't talk about it, be about it. about it. That's the litmus test.
Legs in the doom, behind set tone. Loctite, locked in, carved in stone. Church boys hold it with the pit bull gaze. True colors on man, Sean B in the maze. Arsenal gang deal, but your knife stay sharp. Only in America, walk them down, ram in the dark. DSK and Metal High Dog, pound by hard when they hit. Praise to the men who rock this shit.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah, they live it.
Fat boy the legend, Lil Buster real strong, Southern Bulldog, keep the bloodline long. Latin force pressure, sniper don't miss. Shaded day, shaded with a killer instinct. Twist, super night power, unit whole rank. Boot camp, click hitting like the Sherman tank. Little fine with the vision. Tennessee dog pound, got their eyes on the pit. All legendary, really the shit. Don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah, they built it brick by brick.
Talk about it, yeah, they built it brick by brick. Talk about it, yeah, they built it brick by brick. Talk about it, don't talk about it, be about it. Don't talk about it. That's the yard law, from the pups to the legends, everybody stand tall. Every name on this track got a story that's lit. Don't talk about it, be about it.
Every name on this track got a story that's lit.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
Call this some legendary pit bullshit, 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 pit bullshit.
Yeah. Going hard, Kennels, yeah, we run this yard. Twin bosses, Mo and Mike, every day they go hard. Line stack heavy like a deck full of cars. From yellow Mayday 8s, they bred real stars. Welcome to the yard where the legends get raised, where the chain spots shine and the bloodlines praise. Grand champ King Kunta with that royal type stride. Red ruby in the pen, red hot worldwide. The brat in the cut, keep the hustle on track. Pretty mama got the look and the structure intact. L-Ride bring the heat, yellow bird bring the flame. Gus and 38 special certified in the game. What day in the ring, crowd love in the scene. Dogs moving like ghosts in the champion's dream. From yellow to buck, their foundation is tough. Yellow buck in the veins, yeah, the roots run rough. Mayday in the pedigree, ace in the spine. That old school fire still alive in the line. Twin brothers in command, pushing forward with pride. Going hard on the banner, let the whole world ride. Hard work in the yard, every sunrise earned. Legacy in the dirt, with every chain spot turned. No shortcuts, taking no champions bought. Just blood, sweat, time, and the lessons they taught. Going hard, Kennels, yeah, we run this yard. Twin bosses, Mo and Mike, every day they go hard. Line stack heavy like a deck full of cards. Yellow Mayday ace, turning pups into stars. Sheriff Pal bought us in the game, stamp legit. Find him in Tornadoes pedigree. Hall of Fame, double grand champion. James Pogay, the formula showed how to build and sustain. Blueprints in the blood, yeah, the knowledge remain. T.O. our partner, Ohio Cash showed how to win. Turn losses into lessons, now it's trophies we spin. Mama, Triple M, deep south in the mix. Arsenal, Kennel, Stone City, solid foundations, no tricks.
Hardcore, BLB up in the spec, it's 6.
Yes. Tom, Tom, Tony Wade, Southern Kennels, real ones through time. Time from Pro Set, Windy City, combined in place, low type, apex pressure built for the chase. Gotta eat boys, black ice, hunger sharp as a blade. Third verse for the legacy, every debt fully paid. Yeah, I said third verse for the legacy, every debt fully paid.
Shit. What up? What up? What's up? Big shout out to all my people out there in the Shark Tank. Big shout out to all my big shout out to all my people out there on the back street. Let me make sure I turn this mic down. Hold on 1 second, fellas. Oh, yeah, it's down. I gotta keep my little voice down because I don't be wanting to peek out. Let me see who out here. Look, big shout out to all my people. Hey, y'all, don't forget to hit that like button. Now, y'all know this Hot Mic Friday. Before I get ready to run down this list and shit, you know this I got my man Triple M in the house tonight. He gonna be hanging out with me because Mo can't make it. Mo had a surgery, everything, little complications, but he is okay. He'll just probably be in the hospital till Monday and Tuesday. You know, he can't do his little breakout thing because they got him right there. I mean, they got his ass up in there. You know what I mean? Tripped out, went in his room and shit. You know, I had to go through like 3 doors and they had to come around and come and get me type of shit. He's still in ICU, so but he's up, he's clearly talking and shit, but he know his ass is stuck. He gonna be stuck there. They made sure he is not getting out. They told me my brother don't know how to get discharged properly. So based on his operation, they just got to have keep a closer eye on it. Let me tell you, he's right there at the nurse's station. His room got this little the blinds, and the nurse's station is right there, like he in prison and shit. So that's how they be checking on him. Cause you know, even though he's still in ICU, you know what I mean? But I think they're more concerned about him taking that shit out and slipping out the back door because he was known for doing that shit. But Doc told me, no, this was a little bit more serious than what he might think. So they took some extra precautions. So he might see him down there in the chat. But love you, bruh. You know what I mean? Get well soon, but we got this tonight. And again, another quick medical update. My wife, she had her surgery the same day he did. And she got out the hospital today, you know, so that's a blessing to me because now imagine what my day was like. And I got my wife and my brother having surgery at the same time. And I'm telling you, that was some of the longest minutes of my entire life because Mo's surgery took 7 hours. My wife's surgery took 4 hours. So imagine me just sitting there just waiting for a phone call. You know what I'm saying? It was a nerve-wracking day. But you know what? Being that everybody all right, I'm feeling myself tonight. You know, I ain't like Mo to be running in grabbing a bunch of pedigrees and everything. I got my man, one of the realest, the legendary Triple M in the house, and we fixing to get some damn shit straight. We gonna keep it real as you can possibly get it. I got a man that's been in this game 4 generations. I mean, actually, he's the 3rd generation. His son is the 4th generation. A bulldog. So I'm looking at it from the reality standpoint of being able to accept this game for what it is. I hear a lot of people that have a lot of things to say. And most of the time, I just feel like, you know, you can hear, you know, people can talk about this all they want, but the reality of it is, the reality of it, there was a whole lot of people who are responsible for the American Pit Bull Terrier. And it stretches decades and decades. And I'm going to drop in there to just show you where I'm going to start at because I want to set this up so when I cut Triple M loose on y'all ass, you know what I'm saying? You're going to come in, you're going to hear from the horse's mouth. And this is not somebody who heard shit. This is somebody who knows some shit. Years and years, and as a kid growing up, imagine that. Growing up under it as a kid and to bring, and to still be living and can tell his side of the story and still be a legendary person with great dogs to where he can really sit down and have something to really talk about. You know, I don't understand how you can talk about the history of the Bulldogs, you know what I mean, and not been able to have something to stand on. How is that not? I mean, how is that possible? But I see plenty of attempts. But tonight, on this show, y'all might as well just load up, get on the bus because we finna get on the bus. Because y'all know over here, I don't talk about nothing in the now. There's nothing to really talk about in the now. You know, if y'all really pay attention to, don't talk about it, be about it, and just understand we're talking about our past. And, you know, most of the names you're going to hear come from our time frame. You know, because that's where that's where everything should stop at, right there. For me, I say right there, 2004 for us. But I try to keep it in that realm simply because everything that happened in our life from 1982 up until that point right there. I'm going to bring you in and get you to get a clear understanding as far as when we talk about time frames. Don't talk about it, be about it. You know, basically, this game was not meant to be exploited, okay? But it became exploited. And we're going to go over how and when it got exploited, because it didn't get exploited in the 80s and the 90s. Trust me. But we're going to tell you where it got exploited at. But let me give my big shout outs right quick to my people before I put this thing in the full go. Big shout out to my man Happy 360 coming in. I see you, fam. The Insane Honey Badger, what up, fam? Yo, greater than. I see you, fam. Let me see what else I got here. Big shout out to my man, Mr. John Johnson. What up, fam? Yo, long time no see. Viking family. Schools in the house. What up, fam? Old school original. What up, bam? Let's see here. My man, Mr. John Dimbry. What up, fam? Big shout out to my other main man, Mr. Paul Johnson. See, I like to do that TV shit. Introducing my man, Mr. Paul Johnson. What up, fam? The one and only long-time supporter, my man, Mr. David Morris in the house. What's up, Mr. Morris? Let's see. Big shout out to my boy, DB3, aka Ben in the house. What up, fam? Oh, yeah. Big shout out to the queen, aka my niece, Sherelle, coming in, starting this party. All right, showing up with a two-piece, showing her love. I see you, baby. Let me pin you up. You get a pin up for that. And big shout out to my nieces over there. Y'all know Uncle Mike love y'all. I know y'all sitting there with y'all mama watching, because you what y'all ready to see on Uncle Cut Up. Yeah, I'm finna cut up tonight. Your daddy ain't here, so I ain't got to worry about nobody interrupting me. Big shout out to PBS 1969. What up? Bam! Hey, man, hold on. Let me do this right quick. I'm jumping right into this shit right quick. Let me get this out the way. Let me see here. All right. The reason I'm starting here, because this is a 2004 journal. This is the Book of Champions, okay? I'm not trying to go down through the whole book, but I just want to give y'all just a quick insight. I ain't trying to read all this other stuff where everybody know how the journal became the journal and all this other shit. UKC, the AKC, you know, the ADBA. No, we're going to go right in here to this. Prior to World War II, dogfighting. Let's start right there. Prior to World War II, dogfighting in the country was a flourishing, however, a small sport. The first match to ever be reported in the country was reported in a local newspaper in 1858. And the sport continued in popularity right up until the early 1950s, when the various humane societies decided to put an end to the sport. And their zeal toward that end, the publicity they generated had just the opposite effect on many people. Now, look at this. 1950, when, you know, the tree huggers jumped in trying to shut some shit down, it brought zeal. You know, the publicity they generated had just the opposite effect on many people. And what was an extremely small and insignificant sport attracted vast numbers, mostly young people. Let me say it again. Mostly young people until the 1970s. The sport had attracted many thousands of fanciers. See, that's where it all went wrong at, fellas. It went wrong when, you know, the tree huggers bought popularity because they bought attention. crazy thing about this attention while I finish this. While thousands and thousands of people were attracted to the sport, very few of those people were engaged in pitting one dog against another. See? Not everybody, even though they got the big hype and everybody was running to them, not everybody was putting their dogs in the pit. The majority of these people that were attracted to the sport were people who admired the breed for its tenacious courage and athletic abilities. And I can understand that. That's why they all over my damn neighborhood. You know, nothing has changed. This is a 2004 write-up, but then it's trying to give you somewhat of an insight. So I'm trying to keep it real, because which way I'm fixing to go with this is going to cover a lot of the things that I find wrong. That when you start acting like you forget your past and where you come from, you think that this shit that you're dealing with in the now is supposed to be all of a sudden all fucking brand new, when it ain't. These dogs wasn't ever meant for everybody. Just because you had a dog didn't mean that you was fighting dogs. There was a very small group of people, considering you taking the average of just how many pit bulls and how big these dogs have become. They have always been under scrutiny. But when you out here just talking about things that you really don't know what you're talking about, because for me, it's okay to be a pit bull pet owner. I've never knocked anybody for having a pit bull doing whatever they ever wanted to do with it, because they make very great pets. Mo will tell you, and I've said this plenty of times, I had the last of the Nico stuff. Them dogs was 16 and 17 years old and only had been bred one time, and Piper was off, Buddy, which was her father. And they never, I never tried to save that blood for Mo, as much as he really tried, because I didn't want, those were just different dogs because I had domesticated them. And let me tell y'all something. When I'm sitting here telling you I domesticated them, these dogs were bred, these were growing hard dogs. So domestication was obedience. That's all. I couldn't take that prey from them, that athletic ability. You know what I'm saying? The love that they had. I tell you what, my dog Piper was the only dog my mother ever let in her house. When I went and visited, I took my dog with me. That my mother wanted me to leave my dog with her. This is how loving this dog was. But she was a killer. She was a killer to everybody else, but certain people. And she just, I guess she and my mom, or the dog must have imprinted on my mom or something. But yeah, we all have our reasons for doing the things that we do. But this show is about, let's keep it real, okay? Let's just keep it real based on this community has always been under scrutiny, and the reality of it is it's never going to change. This was written in 2004. We in 2026. Come on now. We went from 18 something from when the first time, the first actual match was recorded. Laws might have changed and the tree huggers might have did their thing, but guess what? There were still very few compared to the amount of dogs there was in this country that was actually doing these dogs. So when we stop and talk about those people, you have to remember, it's not the great amount of people who are out here keeping the dogs as pets that we talk about. We don't even know them, but we don't even know the majority of these people. But what we will talk about is the ones that you do know. You see Jeep down there. Let me finish this. Today, those magazines devoted to breed report the participation in confirmation shows, weight pulling contests, wild boar catching field trials, and many other activities. And if any of those participants in any one of those sports win 3 events, they were also granted the title of champion. See? This shit is nothing new when you start talking about people doing shows, because I think back then it was more popular than it is now, considering it seems like everybody's trying to start over now. I think the ADBA needs competition. That's all. And I think if this community is going to survive and strive towards something, this is what I think you ought to be striving for. And let me get down here. I got another story I wanted to read here. Let me see here. Where's she at? Now, this is the Book of Champions. Now, you'll notice as I go down through here, because I'm not really trying to just start talking about dogs, but you're going to see this is the 2004 Book of Champions. You're going to see some very familiar names. And these are like in 2004. I'll just bring one like Never Say Never Kennels, Naya, Hardcores, Benny, Referee. A lot of these people that we speak of in our raps, in those raps, you're going to see in these books. Winners and losers. Just to give you a little small, just quick rundown. Winners and losers. You're going to see a lot of the same names. Like there's True Colors a couple times. There's Rasta Man. There's a couple guys down in here that you guys will be real familiar with. They're Strictly Business, Carolina Mountain Boys. The reason I wanted to show y'all these lists, because you got to understand, in 1999, there was over 1,500 and something. By 2004, that list had got smaller, but look, you're going to see these people that you're looking at, like the Grim Reaper, Backstreet Trues, Carolina Hot Boys. You see True Colors. There go Aries Kennels right there. Y'all hear them? They're in the rap. There goes Super Kennels. You'll see a lot of these names keep being. There's Jihad, No Way Out. There's Stone City, Missing Link. There go Aries Kennels again. Fellas, these guys are the guys right here. Is why the Pitbull community stayed what it was. We could have did this in 2004, 2003, 2002, 2001, 2000, 1999. The thing is, this list right here, this is what makes the community the community. And you'll notice there goes Sammy the Arab, Soul to Soul. Just look at the names. Okay? A lot of great dogs. There go the OG Posse. Look at the names. The competition. There go my boy LaFonz right there. True Colors showing up. When we talk about these people, because we're talking about a certain time period, and when we're talking about a certain time period, that time period is not the same time period that we would be talking about in 1999, because a lot of these dogs that you see in 2004, like here, you see Jeep in the 4th generation. Well, in 1999, Jeep might have been in the 2nd generation. You know what I'm saying? But my point is, this is the truth. There's nothing I'm trying to hide. There's nothing that here that you shouldn't be able to look at and see for yourself. Look at Calamity Jane way back here, Wild Side. I was just talking about her. True Colors again with Thriller. But it's just one of these stories I want to get down to, because everybody, like, just right, this one right here. The reason I did her because this was a very interesting story for me. Back in the early 1980s, Patrick had a bitch that he called Red Baby. Because you know the reason I say something about Red Baby because Mo talks so much about her. But do you have to understand why? I'm going to take care of that right here. The truth of the matter of the fact. He bred her to a dog called Tombstone, a dog from a mostly Tudor bloodline. Tombstone had won over champion Bully Son Jr., and after being behind for most of all the show, the breeding proved to be one of the best of its time, producing 3 champions, Wilson's Crash, Anderson's Tonka, and Uptown Boy's Snubby. Pat then bred Red Baby to a big dog that was winning on a regular basis in the Southwest, and we already know who this one is. This is Burton's Grand Champion Hank, a peculiar style which resulted in his turning, often during the show. In spite of this turning style, he managed to win over some very good dogs. Pat purchased Hank and bred him to Red Baby. The resulting litter, it did not set the world on fire. And Pat wasn't quite satisfied with the pups that Hank produced. It seemed he threw his turning traits into the puppies he sired. You know, now we know when somebody, look, when somebody can justify, say that ROM can't be a trait, okay? But then I'm sitting here and all my pit bull fanciers who know about Grand Champion Hank, that was just one of them crazy styles. But to know the dog threw that in his puppies, I didn't write the story. I'm just telling you. And so it was more than one dog for it to become an issue, right? Pat wasn't set. He wasn't quite set. But however, the bitch called Dirty Mary was one in that litter, and she was sold to Ronnie Boyles. And we already know what happened from there. Y'all know? We already know what happened from there. See, it's a matter of what side of the story that you choose to stand on when you start dealing with these dogs. Because you're listening to how Patrick felt about the Hank shit, but then look what Ronnie Boyles did with the Dirty Mary shit. See, if it don't be from the men doing what they was doing, we wouldn't be still talking about Dirty Mary or Red Baby or even Hank. There's only a small group of people that's involved in this because we all know Ronnie Boyles, we all know Patrick. A lot of them names I could keep on naming, and you're going to keep being like, Twin, we know this already. Okay, but if we know these things, right? And that's the reality of the game. And to be honest about what we're dealing with and what you're seeing back in 2004, because those were dogs, the Book of Champions in 2004. They all have their own little stories, They all have their reason. That's why I bring Triple M here, because he had a big influence on a lot of great dogs that came in that era up until 2004, when everybody was busy. See, not everybody was busy, because if they was, we wouldn't keep seeing the same old names showing up. I mean, the book is trying to show you, you got your winners and your losers right there. And they don't even discuss the 2-time winners, the 1-time winners, and the big amount of matches. You would generally have to go and pull up, the journal that have every damn one of them. I think they got one of those journals that generally had all the fights for that year, the winners and losers. But I just wanted to deal with the Book of Champions simply because for 2004, that was still a big long ass list. So as many winners you had to have, that meant you had just that many losers. being, you got to win 3 to be a champion. You got to win 5 to be a grand champion. And that's a whole lot of bulldogging going on. I want to give a big shout out to Dang Nisi. Ready Rail coming and showing up with a 20 piece. Girl, don't worry about it. I get it back from your dad. My man, John Johnson. He said, Patrick's Red Baby, in my opinion, was the key to a lot of good bulldogs. Killer 100. Most say that a lot of times, you know what I mean? But he takes y'all back into a world where you got to understand it wasn't about what the bitch looked like. There's a reason why he's always throwing her there, because the bitch was always producing something. Just because, like you look at your own yard. I mean, you're no different than a Pat Patrick to me. I mean, I think anybody who has bulldogs, any one of y'all could be the next Crenshaw, the next Triple M, the next Going Hard. I mean, anybody in there could be the next that carries this thing forward. As you notice, we talk a lot about the box because that was the world that we come from. That don't take nothing away from the great dogs and the great champions from them confirmation shows and them weight pullings. The thing is, when they start talking about the community and the future of these dogs, there's got to be people and dogs in place to make that work. You know what I'm saying? We're in a time where if you would just stop talking, stop trying to be out here selling your puppies and doing all this, because I don't know what the sales pitch is nowadays. Because I always felt that coming from my era, I didn't think you really had to really advertise unless you was one of the old retirees, and then they were just stuck to their bloodline, and then they became breeders and got away from the box situation, because there was a couple who actually did that. But when you're doing it that way, fellas, you bring in the experience of what make the pit bull the pit bull. So if you got the eye and you know what a real pit bull is supposed to be in your eyes, and your success and your consistency has a history of showing that, then maybe that's one of the reasons why we can talk about them people. See, I don't understand how you can try to throw people in certain places that you can't really verify. They might be okay. I mean, 'cause we don't know everybody, but everybody was always so quick to knock the journal. But you know what? If you look at them names of them damn people that actually was in the journal, how come they are so popular in y'all damn pedigrees? They're more popular in your pedigree, and that's just a small part of the community than half the shit that you have in your pedigree. And I'm taking this as of 2004, because back here I'm safe. But if you can just happen to just stop by and grab you one of these books, I know Mo has access to this Book of Champions. If you don't have it, you can get right over there to Fat Bill. Go buy. He might be out of books, but he is still selling those USB cards full of his books. I'm telling you, if you don't have it, you need to have it, because you're going to keep seeing these names. A lot of these names might be in y'all seventh and eighth generation. But why would that matter? If I can take you in 2004 and take you back and show you what, Grand Champion Yellow John's pedigree looked like, or I think I got them wrong, Yellow, one of them, or even Jeep. You can go back and see where Jeep comes from and why it's so consistent. And nobody knows them Jeep dogs better than my man Triple M. Triple M, you there, man? Harold, you there? is his mic working? Let me see. I think his mic does work. I know it there. Let me see. But let me read some of this right here. I want to give a big shout out to my man Walnut PA. What up, fam? Big shout out to my man Money Junk. Dumo. What up, fam? Let me see. My man John Johnson said Patrick Rebbe, in my opinion. Yeah. She was a hell of a bulldog, man. Shit, I disagree with that statement. So, old school. Let me see what you disagree with. So, few are dedicated even half the way as, yeah, respectfully, LOL. Nope. T, most will never be even Yard Boy's offspring. I kind of got where you're coming from, old school, because I'm taking it you old school. Now, you know, considering we have proteges. Now, imagine that. Proteges. I had never known me and Mo when we were coming up in the game. Not one time that I ever feel like we was Yard Boys. Not one time. And I never ever thought that those guys, when they were young, our proteges, I never ever looked at them or even treated them or even thought of them as Yard Boys. I looked at them as a bunch of young guys who just was enthused about the American Pit Bull Terrier and wanted to know. And as long as we open the floodgates for them to learn and be able to understand, and maybe that's one of the reasons why they became who they became, because maybe that drive, that love of the game. Remember, that is something that everybody don't have. And there is a difference, man. If you don't have it, it's understandable. But there's some who have this drive, and it ain't have nothing to do with being famous or being legendary or being talked about. It was a drive to just want to be the best that they could be and have the best dogs that you could possibly have. And in order to be able to stand on that, they will put that up against any and everybody who ever wanted to feel like they needed to get a fix and understand that when we talk shit about our shit, guess what? We can stop talking and start doing. And see, that's the world that I come from. Yeah, we always be bulldogging when we do, when we talking that shit. But there's also in that, for us, there's a reality check. And that reality check always boiled down to lock it up and, hey, release the dogs. And all the bullshit stop right there. Because that's where we're going to get to the facts, remember? The facts is you're going to have a winning column and you're going to have a loser's column. Now, which column you plan on playing in? Because I could show you, again, I go back to the book and show you there's a winner column and a loser's column. And I'm going to tell you, that's a long ass list. And that ain't nothing but the champions. That ain't the 1-time and 2-time winners and losers. And look at that list. But you will notice a lot of the same names on the list. And by 2004, that list was getting small because I think that champion book I think 2004 was the last time a lot of people stopped messing with the journal, if I'm correct. But I feel you on that old school, but I just have a different point about it because I'm looking at it from without kicking them to the curb and throwing everybody on the bus. Not everybody, I just can't put everybody in that category. No, the cream gonna always rise to the top. And that's almost like me saying, I'm not hating on nobody who didn't report to the journal. But don't be mad at me because I can't find nothing to talk about you for because you just wasn't there. That's all. We can go back to 2004 and talk about everybody that we see in that journal. Everybody you see in that champions list, regardless of what y'all saying, talk the shit you talk about it. Damn near at least 60 to 70% of the names is in that 2004 list of champions and them damn pedigrees gonna be in y'all pedigrees of some kind of way of the day. Period. Because I guarantee some of that no-name shit, no, it ain't gonna get the same love and respect as this shit over here. It never did and it never will. Care how much y'all like it. Remember, tonight we just gonna keep it real with the community. Now, look, let me put this link down here. Cause you don't have to burn your fingers up typing. When I'm leaving this mic open, don't type. Let me help you prove your point. If you got a point to prove, don't type. Get it off your chest. Because I'm dealing with reality. And the reality of this game is always going to be the American Pit Bull Terrier and that one small community, that one group that just, they going to do what they do and they going to be who they are. And that just makes them different than everybody else. They're different. They take the risk, the responsibility. Yeah, some just do it for clout. I don't know. I mean, everybody got their certain reasons. But think about everybody on that 2004 list of champions and think about just how many of them really took it serious. Maybe that's why you've seen their names a couple times. Maybe that's why a lot of them dogs is in your pedigree. Because we don't need to talk about the bullshit. We don't need to talk about, everybody because everybody ain't in the book. Everybody else might have just a story. But what's a story without having a show for it? Man, I've been in this goddamn bulldog game 20 years, but I can't find nothing in the book. Okay, let's throw the book out. I mean, is there anything that you can produce to show that, you have a line of dogs that's even worthy of talking about? I mean, not saying that matters, but in a way it really does. Because I can imagine us being in the game as long as we have if we couldn't win shit. I can imagine us even messing with the dogs if we couldn't produce shit. That part never really ever crossed my mind because, again, fella, I've always told you, you handle these dogs like you handle any business. If you're taking it like that, the amount of work that you put in your business, you're going to reap the rewards of it. And these dogs are not just the average dog. This community is not the average community. It's a small part of the community, but it has so much effect on the quality and the popularity of the community. Got to remember now how it all started. Remember back when it all started, when them tree huggers got in, what did it do? It had the opposite effect of what they was trying to get it to do. And what they was trying to get it to do backfired because all it did was made it popular. That meant these dogs fell in everybody in the wrong people's hands, and they have been out there. And again, I do not, I see them all over my neighborhood. And trust me, I live in I'm one of the few blacks in my neighborhood. So I guess I can walk around my neighborhood with my pit bull and I feel like I should be looked at like everybody else. You know what I mean? When I look at them with their pit bulls, I'm hoping they looking at me the same way I look at them when it comes down to their pit bulls. You know what I'm saying? because that's what that's what their eyes are going to, that's what my eyes show me, and I'm hoping that's what their eyes show them. But then there's a different part in that big picture when you're talking about these bulldogs. And I'm here to talk about that small community. That small community that made the popularity of these dogs way back then and will always be what drives that small pack just going to drive these dogs in the future. Now, I don't know who them people are. I can tell you from 1982 to 2008, we was a part of that. So I guess we had to be a part of that small community I'm talking about. But I can at least sit back and talk about it. The great Kinsey Woods, to James Edwards, to James Powell, to Mr. Triplets. I mean, look at the names of these old men that was there before we even knew what the hell a damn pedigree was. Put that much enthusiasm into actually trying to be American Pit Bull Terrier dog man. See, that's not in everybody's blood, man. I see people going back and forth and calling other people's, all out their names. I see some of the most craziest conversations. But when you get back here on the bus, and let me take you back here and just let me pick it up from where we got off, when we got off the bus set. So you can understand there was a lot going on, but there's a whole lot that was going on that is still going on to this day. And will always continue, because I'm a true believer, don't talk about it, be about it. All that talking don't do nothing but bring trouble. It was like that back then. Why would it change? I mean, ain't nobody changed over all these many decades of these dogs. I mean, I don't understand what's supposed to be brand new. I can tell you, we still talk about Jeep and Red Boy and Tombstone and all these other crazy names. That you've even seen Jeep in the 4th generation in 2004. We 20 years later, so I mean, he should be damn near in the 8th generation. But I mean, look at how many other dogs because of Jeep that we can still talk about, and how many more dogs is like Jeep that we can talk about. Because I know my brother he runs it. Mo take you all the way back there to Stabber and come all the way to the front. He letting you know there is some damn consistency here, gentlemen. He's trying to give you 50, 60 years. And look here, man, don't make it so hard. It is in the formula. They knew what they was doing because they was putting in the work. It's all about the work, Mike. It's all about the work. They ain't out here willing to work. I mean, they just taking any kind of pit bull and put the price on and be like, it's supposed to be like the next best thing to God. Knowing damn well they be like them Hank dogs. They're going to be like them Hank dogs. They're going to be carrying that bullshit ass, raggedy ass trait. They're going to be carrying something little raggedy ass, sorry ass shit because there ain't nobody out here trying to prove what they was willing to prove when they did breed Hank. Because I guess nobody thought, there's no way in the hell he could, produce that trait. I mean, you can really have a trait that does that same stupid shit. Because you notice, fellas, wasn't nothing better than Hank. Could nobody do it better than Hank? And Hank beat some good dogs. So trust and believe. Don't think I'm knocking the style. What I'm knocking is the fact that that trait that he threw down to the mother dogs, it evidently wasn't enough because they wasn't like Hank. And that's my point on that. And then you ain't gotta like what I'm saying. Oh, he did this and Hank threw this and he. Well, man, he was the grand champion. I mean, why wouldn't you try to see if you could, regardless of how crazy his style was? I mean, they didn't shy away from it. But what's the fact is, he threw the trait and it wasn't nothing like him. But like they said, guess what? And one of them litters there was a dog like Dirty Mary, and we already know. Didn't Ronnie Boyles build a whole fucking bloodline off of that bitch? That's Ronnie Boyles shit. When you see Dirty Mary, that's Ronnie Boyles. And look how long that shit's been around. There's no reason to talk about Hank, but we can't never get rid of him, can we? See, they all ain't bad, but then guess what, y'all? How the hell would y'all know? If it don't be for Ronnie Boyles doing what he did, how the hell would they have ever known? Because for the ones who was using it, the court was, jury had already made its decision. That's he throwing that raggedy ass trait, man, and they ain't good as him. But Ronnie take it and do something with it, and all of a sudden, boom, we got a brand. That's brand. That's Ronnie Boyles. That's the brand. Made the man famous. And some of the baddest dogs that ever walked the face of this earth, you're gonna find Ronnie Boyles in it. That's reality. He didn't stumble up on that. He put in the work to get that. And with that work, he got the success of it. Triple M, is you there yet? I don't hear you saying nothing yet. I see you there. Okay, just want to make sure because I know you was doing something. Let me see who else I got here. Let me see. I feel you, old school. He said, knock, 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 knock them yet. Feed them that work off them. LOL. I feel you. We on the same page. He said, that's a crackhead upset. Someone selling crack in the neighborhood. They all be like that so sometimes, fam. He said, yeah, I agree. But today's LOL, they not be fit to be even a yard boy or one of the guys wanting to learn. Correct, sir. You are correct. No, you're correct, because I knew what you was trying to say in the beginning. That's why I wasn't disagreeing with what you said. I just kind of just brought a little different light to it because I never looked at, our yard boy, our proteges as yard boys. They was hanging around because they had the opportunity to hang around, and what they took out of that opportunity and what they learned from it as they got older had a lot to do with who they became. But that's no different than us. I mean, these dudes were young boys, man. At least we was in the military. I know I was in 1982, man, I was 21 years old. Now, that's 21 coming into this game with Bulldogs, not knowing a damn thing. So, yeah, I have all the respect in the world because think about it. In order to be with these dogs around these type of dogs that long, and there was people who have been there longer than us. Every time I pick up a journal and see the list of all the matches and went on, I get mad as hell when I hear people talk about, well, I didn't do this and I didn't do that. I didn't mess with the journal. Well, don't get mad at me because we did. How about that? I mean, you're telling me a story. I really don't have to say much about my story. All you got to do is just grab the journal. You're going to find this in the journal a couple times. And do you know how much of an honor it is to sit up and see somebody writing a story and your name is in it, and you never really intended for that to be like that? You was just doing what you doing. But guess what? There's, you know, I was glad to see Brett and Victor's story. Why? Because we was there before the hype started. We beat everybody else there. Why? Just because of the relationship we had with a group of fellas. That type of shit. That could be any one of y'all out there. That could be that little one thing to set you over, that makes you, that much better than the next guy, where you don't have to go out your way and kiss nobody's ass or deal with people who get mad because they can't get a puppy. Them people who had that good shit, guess what, fellas? They ain't argue about who was getting what. They was trying to satisfy everybody who wanted that shit. And that's why I felt like a lot of that shit that got out there became bullshit because they didn't know how to keep it real. They got away from what made them who they were. Money did that. Exposure did that. Dog can't produce enough for the amount of people who want them. Now I give a big shout out to my man Tom Garner because I just seen a video and Tom went into the church. He called it the church. He took us to church, and he had 10 damn liters up in that mug. And every time you turn it around, you see him still stick backing them up to each other. Now, I'm not here to knock what Tom Garner does. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit works for today. And as you hear me say, that shit works for today. But let me tell you about what Tom was doing back there in the day. And this is no shout out on, this ain't got nothing to do with Tom. But when that Frisco shit came down through here and was getting all them damn wins, you know why we all got pissy? Why everybody was getting upset? And it wasn't nothing personal to me. I just, I felt like everybody else did. That shit ain't beating shit over here. Why don't somebody bring some of that shit over here and let us get a taste of that shit? I ain't talking about no puppies and all that other. I'm talking about bring some of that shit over here and let us beat up on it. Because do you really think he would have been as popular as he became if he had brought him over here? I think he would have. Because remember what they say controversy does? Remember what we just talked about with the tree huggers? You see how that backfired on them, right? Well, that's how this shit happened with Tom. Everybody was that shit ain't shit, even down to where the APBT even stopped registering them. But you know what that did? All that did was cause Tom to change his avenue, change the way he do business. And he just put out bigger, and he just kept putting more dogs. You can't hate on a man for knowing how to take care of his business. If he wanted to sell his dogs for $5,000, if you wanted one of Tom Garner's dogs bad enough, you would come up with that $5,000. And I think the man is being reasonable. I got my $1,500 dogs and I got my $2,500 dogs. Which ones you want? But nobody stops to ask Tom, well, what's the difference between the $1,500 dog and a $2,500 dog? Because I know you just a breeder. Is there something I need to know? Because believe me, Tom gonna tell you. Tom gonna tell you. Because it's his product. Nobody gonna know their product better than the man who's creating it. But that Tom is one of that's just one individual. Let me take you back to 2004 and before that, to where we can talk about the dogs that we was matching. It was the dogs that we was breeding, and why the majority of the people that you're gonna find in that 2004 and everything back, you're gonna find a whole lot of them. I knew a bunch of them. They was breeding that shit because they was using that shit. Care. And if the shit wasn't going to be worth something, we wouldn't be talking about it. But guess what? I just so happen that every time my brother sits down in his chair and he go to talk about it, I know it might sound repetitive, but guess what? What's the fact? What's the reality of it is? If the shit wasn't there for him to talk about, he wouldn't have shit to talk about. And for the ones that got something to say about it, why don't you come and show us what you talking about? Let me see how far you can take it. Most of the time, I ain't never known my brother to be a Mayday man. I mean, what y'all call Mayday. I ain't never looked at it like that. Well, I thought that, I'm looking at it more like Mayday was just one of them great dogs. It turned out to be a great ass dog. I mean, shit, when we bred the Mayday, did you ever think that we thought that he was going to be great? He was not a great dog when we met him. So why would you go break your neck to go do it, twin? My brother said here and told you why. And how lucky he was, and based on the situation, the position he happened to be in. Lucked up, got a chance to see some shit. Good man, Angel, great guy, great guy. Hell, we wouldn't even been down dealing with Angels if we hadn't been dealing with my boys in Puerto Rico. Remember, look at when my brother sit in this damn chair and try to tell y'all something, instead of hating on it, instead of trying to find a flaw in it, why don't y'all try to do what he does and show him what your ass done did? Because I know he got a whole lot to show for it. And he still don't take credit for it. He's just trying to tell you, if you keep it real, he's being honest. Listen, pay attention. He's just being Mo. He's being honest. Take a look and see for yourself. But to fix your mouth and try to say something and you ain't got shit, you don't have nothing to even get a conversation started, because that sounds more like what we deal with and what we see in the now. Pay close attention. Because what the hell, what is supposed to be so complicated in the American Pit Bull Terrier community that where we got people going back and forth about what? Well, we know there's only a small group that have that passion that's willing to risk it. A small group. It has always been a small group. Listen, do I need to take you back to the 2004 book of, 2004 Book of Champions? And just look at the names and look how many times you see the same names? That should tell you something. Something. But look at the great names what I'm saying. You're going to find most of them names in your shit. But I just be waiting for, that competitor who want to step up and put themselves and share their success and their willingness to say how you got there. Because if you can do that, you're doing right by the community because you're sharing your experience. Who am I to knock what you have done in your past? I'm not here to knock anything anybody else do. But I'm a bulldog, man. You talk that shit, you better be about that shit. Because anything other than that, you fake as hell. I'll never feel like I do the business for this kennel right here. And I ain't never, ever had a problem pulling your whole card. Because you ain't going to beat my ass. So only thing you left to do is get your dog, because at that point in time, it's going to get down to you shutting the fuck up and take this ass whooping. And that's how I be looking to be dealing with this YouTube shit. Shut the fuck up. Hit that link and let me and show me what you're working with. Because we can talk all day. But how far will your conversation take you? And you know, I don't put this out there. I ain't pointing my fingers on nobody. But if the shoe fits and you know who you fucking talking, you know who I'm talking to. And is it, you know, and that's an open statement. I put that out to anybody and everybody, even in that Shark Tank. But I know why y'all here. I know why you're over here. Because we're going to be talking some real shit. It's actually really the love of the game. And really trying to show you we just normal ass dudes who had a passion for the love of the game, who owe it back to all them guys. Y'all hear them in our raps, all of them. You don't see them in no books, but by the time I'm done, y'all gonna know who they is. And I can go right to that journal and show you every goddamn last one of them. Every last one of them. So don't tell me about a motherfucker who ain't never been in the book. I can't talk about a motherfucker that ain't been in the book because I ain't got nothing to show you but something that you trying to tell me. That ain't no motherfucking, ain't spitting on them. But Jack said it in his own book. You're doing a whole totally injustice to your dog. But there were so many of us that we didn't want it to be an injustice. That just made us different. This game wasn't built for everybody any damn way. Tell you, it's more pet bull owners than it is bulldog men as far as fighting them. We ain't jealous. But when I see you get mad because you want to, oh, y'all did this, y'all did that. Hey, man, let me tell you something. I believe in God to the fullest. And when, you know, I ain't one to be judging nobody, and I ain't one to have nobody be judging me. If the Lord feels it's going to be time for me to pay my dues, I will pay my dues. But at that time in my young life, I jumped on a bandwagon that took me for a ride that I enjoyed. And without even trying to be successful at it, but just trying to be the best at it. And we at the bottom of the totem pole, we still has a lot to talk about. And that to me was a blessing. That's being able to say when we talk about Newly and Boot Camp and Sean B and the Fonz and Southern Kennels, and I mean, the list goes on and on. That we can be a part of that. That's history. If it don't be for us talking about them, would y'all even know who they is? Now that we talk about them, guess what? I see people talk about. I seen a thing on Sean B. I seen something on the Fonz. You know, I mean, it's like they're catching on. Because if you don't know these people, you should. Because if you look in your pedigree, you're gonna find them. They ain't all Crenshaws. They ain't all Bobby Halls. They ain't all no Kenny Allens or no Pat Patricks. In my time, them names don't mean shit. In my time, you hear the names that we talk about. Because they was the ones that was putting in that damn work. They're going to be the ones that you're going to see all down to that 2004, that 2003, that 2002, that 2001, 2000, 1999, 1998. If you don't have that kind of information, go hit Fat Bill up. I'm telling you, get his books. He got that USB drive, got some shit on it. Because I want you to understand when we talk about this shit right here is what made the game. I just started to open this show up on tell you where it all went wrong at. It went wrong when the tree huggers got involved and it backfired on them. And look what happened after that. But guess what, fellas? Even before the tree huggers got involved, when we was doing the Madison Square Garden and had them big conventions and everything, and the law didn't really matter, it was okay. Think about it. Think about the time period. Really. I mean, you can't forget the time period. But maybe that's where the problem happened, because if it had stayed the way they had it, it probably would have never got as big as it did, because once it did get big and everybody started doing it, that didn't happen when in the 90s, 80s, and 90s, yeah, the color did change a lot. I knew that was happening back in 1982 when they had this little thing about don't sell them, we all gonna agree we're gonna sell the dogs for this price right here. And it was only so certain people who was gonna get the good shit, and they was gonna make their money off some other people over there with the bullshit. Cause they don't know what they finna do with it. They don't know what they doing, and they ain't gonna tell you what to do with that shit. Cause they didn't tell us what to do with that shit. But I guess because of Cheryl Powell, at least we did get some good shit. Because knowing what I know now, we did have some good shit. But that's the reality check of the game, man. That's reality. That ain't no made up shit. That's some real shit. But you notice, back in 1982, and that we was coming through the 80s down in North Carolina, y'all, that shit was a damn misdemeanor. A misdemeanor. Now, if I'm sitting here running around with the sheriff, I'm 5 counties over going to all these dogs, man. Guess what? We didn't have no problem, man. I'm just being honest with you. I see why because remember, we ain't still in Carolina. We still in the South. So this is why they didn't have no problems down there, because this is why they had them badass dogs. Just come on now. Hey, man, look. Come on. That's reality. That ain't no made up shit. That's real shit. And it was like that all over the damn country. But things did change. Mo called it the New Jack. Look at the time period. Look at the time period. That was something else that blew up in their damn face. Cocaine used to be legal as long as they was doing it. It was meant to destroy us, but it didn't. It gave everybody an avenue. And you know how y'all is about money. It just blew up in their face. That's just reality. And maybe that lesson is why we always associating blacks and drugs and dogs. But why it gotta be the black folks? Where the hell y'all think we got? We ain't got no factories building up no drugs no damn where. We sure as hell ain't got no big ass boats to bring it into the United States. So I just ain't never been a black issue to me. These dogs ain't never been a black issue to me. These dogs been an issue because they are American Pit Bull Terriers and they fighting dogs. So that's what they was bred for. That's what they brought them over here to do. We just got our hands on them. We ain't doing nothing no different than what y'all was doing. Guess what? Actually, we doing a little better than y'all because we ran y'all asses up out the game. Now, y'all don't like to hear that shit. But y'all got to remember something. Y'all on the bus, and I'm telling you, this is my time I'm talking about. And I'm 65 years old. That's my reality check. So when you talk that shit and you got to find yourself in what time period you want to talk about before you want to start talking shit over here. And I'm talking about over here, like over here, where I am back in this time period. Because if you ain't got nothing to show for it, what the fuck do you have to say? Because that's when that time period for us was at its finest. And I was only showing you 2004. I didn't even get into everything that was going on before then, and we know what happened in 1999 over 1,700 fights. So you times that by, they was getting it in. And come on, man, think about that. The 80s, the 90s, and tried to do it throughout the 2000s. But I stopped at 2004 simply because that's when the drama happened. By 2008, it was done anyway. But by 2004, that's why you always hear me talk about work Kennels, because you can't hate on them, man. I can't, regardless of what they did, how they did it, I can't hate on them because that's what you're supposed to do. This is business. And he ran that motherfucker up until the day he went to jail. It was down. He reporting this shit. We getting dogs of the year. We selling shit. We doing all that shit. I ain't mad at him. But to hear the shit that I hear in the now and the shit talking, I'm like, y'all ain't nothing. This ain't, that future ain't nothing. I don't even talk about that future because it ain't nothing like the past that I know, because we dealing with different people. I hear a lot of guys say so and so duck this and so duck that. Well, let me explain something to you. Every time that we pull up these match reports and you see these people going into people, the only reason that you might feel that somebody was ducking somebody, I feel like that's okay because there's some people who really duck people. Okay, that definitely happens. How do you duck somebody? You come up with an excuse why it can't happen. That's what I call ducking. You always got an excuse why it can't happen. But I'm not going, there's no disrespect because you felt like that. I mean, I'm just being honest. I wouldn't get in the ring back in my days. I wouldn't have gotten in the ring with Sugar Ray Leonard. I wouldn't have gotten in the ring with Roy Jones Jr. I wouldn't have done it. I mean, so Twin, you duck it? You duck Roy Jones Jr.? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, I'm not a boxer. I'm a wrestler. Now, if he let me wrestle him, yeah, I think I can get his ass. But I'm not gonna climb in the ring and call myself being a boxer, thinking because I got I'm supposed to stick my chest. Oh, whoop your ass, Yeah, you know how many people get out there and be talking about, oh, whoop your ass, and and it sounds good, but what happens when the opportunity to come that you get to really find out? Because most of the time when you find yourself in that position, you wasn't looking for them, they was looking for you, and they caught you slipping. And here's your opportunity, and what little air between us, it's been sucked up. Y'all know that how we used to do that shit. Because now you don't have no more excuses. So because you in that situation, you just got to really and literally just take this ass whooping coming, because you had this coming. You just had this coming. I come from that era. Damn talking. I'm telling you, the most dangerous person is the person who ain't saying shit. And when it came down to these bulldogs, we always had a way of getting to the truth. The fact of the matter, the reality, all the way down from the breeding program to the match reports, but all the bullshit that came in between. All the paper hanging and every goddamn thing else. Same shit that y'all were going through. Hell, it didn't start with y'all. Shit been around. But guess what? Guess what? I can go into 2004 and still show y'all a bunch of the shit that y'all talk about today. You're going to find them dogs right there in y'all pedigrees. So what's changed? That means the quality of them dogs is worth talking about. They were worth breeding. They was worth even looking or having some type of future. I think that's the reality of it. Now, I'm not trying to shit on the game. I just get tired of people shitting on the game. Especially when you don't have the accolades. I mean, remember, I don't think accolades mean everything, but I think it's detrimental when you start bashing other people, talking down on other people, trying to make yourself bigger than the next person. When in the true reality, you ain't never done shit and you ain't never gonna do shit because you ain't got the heart to do shit. And maybe that's the way why my boy PBK talked the way he talked. See, I don't knock a grown man for feeling the way he feel and doing the way he do. I don't have no problems with it. He a grown ass man. And if you can't take it from a 65-year-old motherfucker like me, and I'm saying this, then maybe I might think there's something wrong with me. But there's a problem with that. I'm a 65-year-old man who have lived the life, and I can still tell you at my age, I really, truly am not that one that you really would be wanting to fuck with. And I stand on that strongly. Not to say I'm no big badass motherfucker, but what if I'm a motherfucker who stand on that? And have lived long enough and done enough things in my life that I hold true to that. What if I'm that guy? You would never know that guy unless you ever found yourself in that position. There should be no reason why you should ever find yourself in one of them kind of positions to where I got to show you, because I can show you better than I can tell you. You just don't want to ever be in that position where I have to. There's people out there really like that. They are. So I believe me, I actually do look beyond the arguing and the fussing and the talking shit and the fast typing and all that shit. Because I'm looking, I see people actually out there dying behind something that somebody said on the internet. Yeah. Or you talk that shit over while you're on what's the name show, but all of a sudden they caught you slipping. They're gonna kill your wife and your kid, all because you out here running your mouth. I would think if you out here running your mouth like that, you should have an armored vehicle. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be an armored vehicle. But no, I guess it's easy because they know you ain't gonna do shit. You ain't gonna do shit. You ain't gonna do shit. Because y'all ain't gonna do shit. That's why I don't get into these word games. I don't get into that back and forth. I really be, when me and Mo get into some shit, we say our piece and we cut it loose. We let it go. That's the end of it. You win. If that's what you want to do, you won. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many more, there's so much more in life that's so much more important to try to be something that you ain't. But if you want to be that guy, you go ahead and be that guy. Just be careful where you're trying to be that guy too. Because in my young days, I used to have a real small fuse. You know, that's why we fell out with Stone City, because don't disrespect my brother, because my brother's, he's a real good dude. Really, he really is. You know what I'm saying? But I never let nobody abuse his niceness. My brother used to tell people all the time, And you'll notice, you'll see a lot of guys, you know, a lot of people know Mike don't know shit. Mike just handled the business. Mike don't know shit. I tell y'all that. Mike don't know shit. Because I don't. That wasn't my thing. I ran the business. And that's the part right there. Y'all know what come with business? Y'all know what come with business? Where the money at? Tell me where the money at. See, that's why Mike didn't have no friends. You Mo's friends. You ain't my friend. Cause I don't have a guilty conscience about shit. I'm rolling because I'm part of Going Hard Kennels. I'm twin one. Me and Mo roll together. We come together. But we still two different people. He can be the nice guy. There's no reason for me to be nice. I'm not going to be sitting over here talking dog with y'all. I'm not going to be sitting up here, listen, y'all talk about pedigrees. I don't understand the damn thing you're saying. I'm probably back over there with the yard boys back in the, you know, or with some of the other boys, and we gambling. We rolling the dice, or we rolling up some shit. But that's the reality of it, man. That's life in general. That's the dog game. That's why I come back here. Because back here, pretty much everything, so a lot of the things are just back here is what you have to use. Remember, that's 20 plus years moving up. So I would say that's 4 to 5 generations. And you know, for me to see a puppy that one of our dogs is in her 4th generation, if not her third or 4th generation, in that puppy's pedigree, that timing is about the same. So that goes to show you just how much that Going Hard dog was still being bred and still was producing good dogs all the many years later. That's damn near, fellas, 20 years. Do you know how hard that is? To be able to still have something that still has that juice and fire after 20 years? Don't act like it's not possible, because it's always been possible. We ain't doing nothing that hadn't already been done. People been doing that shit for years, decades and decades on top of decades. The American Pit Bull Terrier has survived and will always continue to survive based off the same principles that they was created for. Because that game wasn't meant for everybody in the first place. Not everybody can have that love and respect and honor for the dog and themselves, to respect the next man and the dog and yourself. That's a whole lot of shit. And maybe that's why it's not many of them doing it. Because if you're doing it with, especially with the way things are these days, it shouldn't be nothing to talk about. Twin, you ain't got shit. You're right. Y'all dogs are sorry as hell. I'm sorry you wasn't one of them in the lost column. Because talk ain't never done shit. Talk ain't never hurt my damn feelings. Disrespect us. And I look at anything that's disrespectful as the fact that you got the nerve to feel like you can talk to me that way. It's not what you said. It's the fact that you found it in you that you could say that to me. Oh. See, there's some things that can run off of you like water. You know, But it's some things that just don't. And that don't part, it goes a long way because you really don't know the person that you're dealing with. And sometimes when you see people snap and do crazy shit, or some people who are just smarter than that, and they're gonna do some crazy shit and get away with it because you know what? That was just really one of them people you shouldn't have been fucking with anyway. They probably kill your mother just to bring you out because they can't find you. So I'll go kill their mother or some shit. You know, they just do dumb shit. These bulldogs bring that out of people. They always has. We have had people killed over these dogs. We have had people robbed over these dogs. All over a damn dog. So I can't say this game was always peaches and cream. I can't sit here and act like the people didn't do fucked up shit with papers. There's a whole lot of shit that was going on. Friends who used to be your friends be the one main one stabbing you in your damn back. Y'all know we done had that. And how you gonna be riding with me up here and you got the damn knife all up around my damn throat, but yet you ride with me. I was really trying to get them to ride back with me, to be honest. Oh, you don't want to get in the car now? Oh. See, I felt a certain type of way that you be in the fact that you rolled all the way out here with me and doesn't want to ride back. I felt a certain type of way. I was always had a certain look where that person used to sit knowing he wasn't in that car for that long ride home with us with that wind over our head, knowing that you was behind this dumbass shit and the shit that my brother did for you and you tried to play him. Too many people around for me to even make his ass get in the car. But I bet you he already felt a certain type of way. That's why he didn't get in that car. I'm just saying, tonight we talking about some real shit. Ain't no fake ass. Ain't no just trying to sugarcoat shit. Just the reality of this damn community. This community wasn't built around a bunch of people with dogs anyway. It was built around that small, and I say again, that small little community of realness. Of realness. You know? It might have been a lot of dog men, but it wasn't a whole lot of real ones. You know, the ones you didn't have to worry about treating you wrong or doing crazy shit. That was really looking out for you, looking for that person that they willing to take what they got and do good by it. Because it opened the floodgates to you. See, it wasn't a whole lot of people willing to do that and give you that opportunity, even then. Because it took a special kind of person to be able to, first of all, even get your hands on it. And you know you didn't have why would you give anything like that to a yard boy anyway? You notice most of the guys that come on and like the one dude that came on and would talk that shit about Crenshaw was a yard boy. To me, that was a yard boy. I mean, or you could be like a Woody. We know Woody was not one of the big ballers, you know, in that whole situation with, you know, Young Thug and them. You know, he was more like the flunky. The flunky hit, you know, the flunky that would go around, yo, give him a couple. That's one of them you could give $5,000 to go bust that nigga, go ride. You know, he one of them kind. You know, Eric, you know, you got them. If y'all know where I'm coming from, let's keep this shit real. This dog game ain't no different. I'm looking at the time frame and trying to get the understanding of real dogs come from real dog men. Now, if you're out there, I mean, put it like this. The product is good. How we know it's good? I seen it. I touched it. You think you can look out for me, twin? Yeah. Well, here, you take that with you, man. And when you do that, you take care of, you're gonna look out for me. I got you, fam. That's what the reality of being true is. Because I'm gonna give them what they asked for. And it's gonna be exactly the way I told them it's gonna be. And guess what? If that was his first time ever dealing with twin, I know he gonna be coming back. Because every time he come back, it's gonna be just like that. Because I ain't greedy. I have some integrity. I do have honor. Why would I have to take from you? Why can't we just share the love? Yeah. Dogs work the same way. What's the difference? Shit, I seen Mo give somebody, I think it was Bebe, when he sold Bebe, Bebe was pregnant. Might have been that hot litter. But I know he said before I send it to you, I'm gonna breed her like this, and she's gonna be full of puppies. And my brother sold that dog just like that. He kept his word. That's why you ain't gonna never find nobody out here to say the twins fucked over anybody. I'm telling you, you're not gonna find them saying it. But one damn thing, I'm pretty sure you might also hear. Man, they cool as hell, but they really ain't nothing to fuck with. Them little niggas. You better ask somebody. And why would you know us being any other kind of way unless you didn't try us? Because you have them ones that want to try, but them the ones you just make an example out of. That's all. But it's not gonna change. I'm gonna still always be cool to any and everybody. I just certain things, certain people. I just want to be the ones. Don't do no dumb shit because you don't pay for it. That's all. Business is business. Last time I checked, I ain't got no friends in business. No, got a whole lot of friends. I can't tell you about no papers because I don't know how to read them. I mean, I know a little bit about him being around him, you know, but when he get with Triple M and all them boys who be knowing that shit and they be talking that shit, my brother be knowing shit. As I'll be watching him when he be talking to y'all and he be saying his dog and he be like, man, I can tell you right now, that shit gonna go back to this shit right here. And he be going back there and it be just like he say, because he done seen so many of this shit and he be so into that shit that I be feeling him. And I be just wondering, if half his audience be listening to what he be saying, it should be a whole lot of badass motherfuckers out here with some dogs. And maybe that's why a lot of the old school boys be like, twin, you're telling them too much. And Almo's reply is, man, that's just gonna make, if they listening, that's just gonna make the competition better. That means they're gonna be willing to put in that work, man. And maybe that's why I ride with my brother, because he is the dog man. Not often do I get a chance to have these type of conversations with y'all. I don't know if M disappeared on me or not, because he just sitting there. I see he had his mic muted and everything. I'm looking for him to jump in because he's a man that was he was in remember, he's a third generation dog man. His grandfather, his father, and then him, that's 3 generations of straight bulldog. And who don't know the Masons? That's all I'm saying. That's why I found it an honor to even see him at our show. I mean, not this show, but the shows we used to throw. They popping up. We done got cool. We running in each other in different places. That's the Masons. To where I can have them talk about it all these years later. See, that's the reality of this. Because we do have a relationship. This game is actually been built on relationships. Success, you know, success is a different story. Because success is going to be based off the work that you put in, you the person. You know, we give homage to a lot of the guys who have a lot to do with our success. You know, that's being humble, being true. Because without them, we wouldn't have known what the things that we were able to know. We wouldn't have been able to do the things that we were able to do. We wouldn't have been able to meet the people that we met. So you can't forget where you come from. That's why I wanted to get on the bus, because I just wanted to be able to sit here and just tell y'all how to keep it real. The real factor. The real understanding of why I hope you are over here at this show. Talk about some goddamn bulldogs, because that's all we talk about, fighting dogs over here. Last time I checked. Big shout out to my man Cosman Cal TV in the house. I see you, fam. You're right, old school. Old school. Wasn't look, no, the big shock was of who he was selling it to and how he was doing it. I think that now that move happened in 2004. So that shook up a lot of shit right there. But see, what Jack tried to keep us on board, because Jack said he was still going to be covering the dog of the years and all champions and shit. You know, Jack still had the last say on that type of shit. So basically, all them boys was doing, they was just trying to collect, you know, that subscription fee, but in the same, you know, in the same manner, they was taking advantage of that promotion. That was just a business move, because man, look at the amount of dogs and the great dogs that they hyped up in that time period. Old school, you know what I'm talking about. You know, because it say old school original. And based on that comment right there, you know what I'm talking about, because you know what happened after that. And it stayed like that up until 2008 when he went to jail. And look what happened in that from 2004 to 2008. Just look at the dogs of the year, man. Come on, David. You know, Mo ain't lying. He just trying to tell y'all that's the facts. The facts, man. But again, you can't take nothing away from them simply because it was business. It was the strategy was perfect for that situation, because they had all the right people in the right place and they made a lot of money doing it. So, hey, I'm not gonna sit back here and hate. I mean, I like the move. This is how they played it. But the fact of the matter is, they took advantage of an opportunity that was given to them based on what they were actually doing. If you controlling something, you controlling the market. You controlling the subscriptions. You can controlling what's, you know, the voting. You know, come on. That was the prime position to be in, and they took full advantages of it. And I can't hate them for that. I can't do nothing but respect them for that. Old school, you know where I'm coming from. Big shout out to my man Vance 305, aka Super Kennels. What's happening, Marlo? He said, "What up, fam? Not trying to throw shade, but in this area, I haven't met a dog man. I met gamblers. No one trying to be great, in my opinion." Well, you're right. I never known anybody was trying to be great either. I ain't even lying to you, fam. I never met anybody in this dog game that was trying to be great. I seen them out there trying to be, well, you say gamblers. I looked at a lot of them. They was just like that competition. Now the gamblers was a little bit different. And 305, you know what I'm saying. You know, gamblers wasn't that. See, gamblers, they really wasn't putting in that work. They was always the one that you, like when we jumped on that bus, it was them gamblers who was always twin. When y'all next thing going down? You gonna hit me up, right? You gonna let me in? All right. Cause them the ones when people want to get stupid with them numbers, they don't know that you got a posse over here. So you can't scare me away with numbers because I got a posse over here. They waiting to rip your mouth out. See, those was the gamblers. Mo was like, he was like the trainer and he had all the fighters. You know what I mean? I was like the promoter and shit. I'm the one that, let's make it happen, Captain. Let's get them dates. Let's get this locked in. All right, yeah. See, you know, everybody had their certain situation advantage. 305, you know what I'm talking about. What never nothing about being great. It was always, for me, I always looked at it, it really was about the competition. Now the gamblers was glad to get in. You know, shit. We got a five show fight. You got people collecting money at the door. You have 5 fights. That's a total of 5 shows. That's a total of 10 dogs. You would not believe the amount of money that I've seen people come up with over some damn dogs. I'm being honest with you, cause I look, if it don't be for the gamblers, the ones that said, "Twin, when y'all leaving?" I'm working my hand like I know they back there. I know they want to know when next time Twin them going down, or when next time Deep South and them going down. Remember, we all jumping on the bandwagon. I'm trying to tell you, Mo was not lying about them 90 percenters. We was like stockbrokers. I mean, I'm the businessman, but I'm looking at this shit like I'm an NFL owner. I'm owning my own team. You know, there's certain things we're not gonna have this. We're not gonna let you fuck up our money like this. You know, when you got a group of people that's standing behind you, you can't scare, you know, people away with money because they got backers. And I don't think just because they was backers that they looked at you any different. You know, I always looked at like I made that comment, and I'm making this comment because I always felt like the NFL took care of Michael Vick. But the only reason they NFL took care of Michael Vick the way they took care of Michael Vick, because Michael Vick could have brought that bitch down. He really could have. Because I've seen a lot. I have done a lot in this game. And they might have threw that young man under the bus, but they knew they owed him. They knew. Because the only other person's name you ever come up was just Michael Vick's. For some of us, we know way more than what they let out. But I ain't meant to sit here to talk about it. I'm just saying, for those who always Michael Vick, no, Mike actually saved the game. He really did, because he could have blew this bitch. He could have blew the hinges off this motherfucker. To where they probably would have outlawed it. Dog, period. Because it would have went way beyond. It would have been like some of this Epstein shit that you see on TV. How you see how all these big time pedophiles owning these businesses. You see how they running, falling off, you know, scampering and shit. That's what it would have looked like if Michael Vick had really said and told the real deal. And for those who said Michael Vick didn't never get in the pit, you don't know what you talk about. You just ain't never seen him in the pit. That little line about he ain't never get in the pit, no, that's a lie too. Go read his indictment papers. Hell, he had the police with him, right? They was with him the whole goddamn time. They was running with him the whole time. They knew every goddamn thing he did, everything. Everybody we talk about his cousin thing. No, read the indictment papers. Remember, this shit is public. Y'all do know that, right? Don't take my word for it. Just grab the indictment papers. Read it for yourself. But it stopped right there at Mike. Remember that. To all them indictment papers, it stopped right there at Mike. So this is the part that I be talking about, keeping it real. Because it's easy for a lot of people to throw shit around. You know what I'm saying? I heard, I was on Facebook and I seen somebody say something about Joe Abraham. Joe was a snitch. I don't get into what a man does and how shit. I heard the same thing about McNasty. Again, only problem, fellas, I ain't do business with them boys like that. But what made me feel a little funny when they said Joe, I'm like, I remember Joe's case. I remember everybody was involved in Joe's case. And I'm wondering, how did everybody else get out before Joe? Why did Joe do the longest time and he was the one supposed to be doing the snitching? Did anybody ever answer that? Because I was seeing that little thing that they had, the paper. But you know, if I showed you the paperwork that they had on my brother when they raided his yard, they said his puppies was living in filth. They said there was malnutrition. They said that he had the weight collar on him and all that shit that had him all fucked up. If y'all go back and read the articles on how they feel about when they raided my brother's yard, y'all would have seen the same shit that I was reading when they was trying to say how Joe snitched and did this other shit. I seen that. I said, but that's not indictment papers. That's not the indictment papers. Joe did more time than all the motherfuckers because they was the one doing the telling on him. Now I don't get into that shit, but I'm one of them kind. I'll be wanting to know what's going on with damn self, because I want to know, bro. You did a lot of time, a lot of time. The dogs was basically secondary. They was already on your ass on some real shit, bro. I didn't know y'all had it like that. Y'all ain't set us out. I mean, y'all. But see now, don't let me play with y'all like that because I just didn't. I didn't get into that kind of business. And, back in them days when I talk about these times, you hear it in my song, you hear it in that song, Don't Talk About It, Be About It. And when I say how they built this and how it was all built, there's a lot of subliminal messages in that song because that was our reality. That was our time period. It's just more than just what you're hearing, but it's subliminal messaging to which if you plainly and clearly understand that was a time period, regardless of, what was going on, these peoples was serious about what they was doing and they had the money and they had the dogs and they did not have time to be doing no dumb shit over no dumbass people based on all the shit that they was wrapped up in. And it's not like I got involved with what they were nasty with Joe and a whole lot of other people doing. But you know what? They never got into whatever the fuck I was doing either. So maybe that's why we was all cool any damn way. You ever thought of that? Everybody kept to what they was doing and kept all the other shit out of it. If Ricky hadn't been out there paying people with that fake ass money, his run would have might have been lasted a little bit longer than it had already been doing. How many other people prior to him putting that fake ass money out there had he been doing that. Because think about how many times did he use that fake ass money to get them big ass packages. No, but he wouldn't do that to them because they know they would have came and killed his dad. He did it to the ones, with them bulldogs. That's how you betting all that money and then you losing and you paying with that fake ass shit. He had them boys out there putting that shit in the circulation like that. If you had to did that to them cartel, you'd have been dead any damn way. But again, he didn't have the balls to be doing it because he told on so many people it wasn't funny either. But that's the reality of this game, this community, this shit that I be seeing, that shit is small time. Y'all petty. When I look at that shit that I be seeing on Facebook. Petty. Probably ain't never had a dog. So quick to tear another man down. How come you ain't never talk about what the fuck you got? I had a litter mate to so-and-so. What the fuck? You had to litter mate to so-and-so, but we don't talk about your dog like we talk about so-and-so. Well, he wasn't like his litter mate. They might have been the same. It's just because he was your dog. Why your dog ain't shit and his dog is. That dog right there might have been shit. You just ain't the man for that dog. You ever look at people and think of shit that way? When you hear people talk about, I had this and I had that, but you ain't really got shit to show for it because maybe it ain't the dog. Maybe it's you. But yet you got the nerve to be talking about somebody? The nerve? You ever thought about that shit like that? You ever think about them arguments or that back and forth? When you know damn well, when you see somebody talking out the side of their neck, they on this internet, they have got to be some of the biggest pussies in America. Damn them, but they call them keyboard gangster type. Them, let it fly. They the Supermans of the internet. But what's the reality? Let's take them back to reality. Like when a certain person had the nerve to say some shit and tell me that something was wrong with me or I'm crazy or something. Motherfucker, I just seen a motherfucker slap you and you just talk about calling the police. And you think you got the nerve to say something to me? You ain't seen crazy. What you're fixing to see is you better be careful. Because when I see shit like that, I be like, it's this kind of shit I be talking about. This motherfucker just got the shit slapped out of him and he got the nerve to be saying something to me. You better hope like hell that we don't never be in the same place. Ever. Cause I will make you apologize with a bullhorn. Seriously. Because some people just be like that. And I know he can't do shit to me. He can't do nothing with me. Now, imagine, fellas, is Twin really being petty? Or Twin just being Twin? Because anybody know me, they'll be like, that's just Mike. Mo ain't like that, Mike is the one you need to worry about. And maybe he did have that part crazy. Maybe I am the crazy one. But the fact that you would have the nerve to let that come out of your mouth, evidently you don't think I'm crazy enough because you would have never let that come out of your mouth because you don't ever know where we might meet up at. And to know that I seen how you got the shit slapped out of you and how you handled that, poof, motherfucker, I am nowhere near that kind of guy. But then that's just keeping it real. That's what I'm saying. Big shout out to Kaz. He said, 3M, tell us about that breeding that made all them champions. And why did you make the breeding? Why did you make the breeding or use the blood in the first place? Where you looking for? What were you looking for, big bro? You know, I don't know. Em, you still out there? Cause I'll be waiting on you to say something. And you ain't said shit. You there, man? Hold on, fellas. I'm gonna have to mute this for a minute. Hang in there, fellas. Let me see something. I don't know, fellas. I don't know if his mic is not working or something. But I know I.
You on top of it tonight.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
You
You.
getting it like it is.
Oh, yeah. Look, man. I thought you left me out because you know I was gonna cut your ass out. I said M came on, but he ain't say shit. Hey M, I know you've been in the back listening, right? You there? M, wake up. Oh yeah, I know what you. M, yeah, he there, but he really ain't there. But I know it's way past his bedtime because he promised me he would show up, fellas. That's a true bulldog because he told me he knew Mo was in the hospital. And he kind of let me down the last show and he said, I'm going to be there. But he here, so I can't even hate on Big Bro because he here. But I was already on one any damn way because I feel like the success of this game has not changed since the very first time that they bought him off that damn boat. You know, if you go back there and look at it and just follow the history, we ain't doing no more than what they had already done. We just got the opportunity to do it. And, you know, just like sports and all other kind of shit, you know, there was a time there where, you know, sports used to be the same way this dog game used to be. You know, remember the basketball courts? You remember the football fields? You know, y'all remember tennis? You know, brothers play hockey now, you know. But guess what? Brown people fight dogs too now. That's the reality of it. Because I remember there was a time where they would, you know, probably take black people's dogs. 'Cause I think black people was fighting dogs way back then. And they was coming and taking the best of what they had and they was taking them from them. Because I've heard them horror stories. But guess what? Guess what? Them New Jacks, and listen to what I'm telling y'all. Them New Jacks put their asses in their place. I don't know how y'all take it or how y'all look at that, but let history speak for itself and just follow the timeline. Just go look at it and see it for yourself. Them boys back then was not playing. And they was them 90 percenters. And I was right there with them. And I'm gonna tell you, they ain't go down who, what, when, where. And that's the real. I don't think none of them was trying to be great or famous, though they was out for the competition. And it didn't matter who you was, didn't care who you were, white, black, Puerto Rican, Mexican, Haitian, didn't give a nothing. We bulldogging. But you know, they kind of felt a certain type of way because you know they wasn't used to brothers you know, it was all right when we was walking in there and it'd be about 50 of them, about 10 of us. Okay. But New Jack, it was a little bit different. Cause see, them little numbers that y'all running over there, I got this crew back here, they loaded. They don't know nothing about this dog right here. Them gamblers back there. They don't know nothing about that. But try that dumb shit that y'all tried when we was down your way. You know what I mean? Because and try that shit again. Because by the time we leave here tonight, they gonna make sure everybody in that motherfucker over there broke. Everybody. And don't be mad if they start checking pockets because they've been dead serious. They're gonna leave you empty. Cause see, don't nobody like that thug life shit. Remember, I was there when Kenny Allen ran off and left his family and ran up the damn road talking about get the niggas. That nigga down here, that nigga got a bunch of people with him and they is here to take care of your ass, Kenny. And to see that type of shit and just to know how Kenny and even Ricky, they had their little funny ass ways because I know Ricky, that shit he pulled with that money shit, it came back to haunt his ass because you know there was some brothers he's tried to stick like that. Remember, we used to go, remember, he had the shows right up there on the hill. They busted his ass the next morning after everybody, they probably seen us all there. It was almost a 3-day thing. They got his ass the next day, the next morning. The whole goddamn alphabet was up on that mountain. But it's when you see the end of how all that played out, and then just, yeah. And then it's sit here and see the shit that I be seeing these fake ass people going around here doing fake ass shit, talking that shit. Man, y'all got me. Look, I'm too old. But I am that one. Damn that dog. I've been in place. Get the goddamn dog out the pit and make room for me and this motherfucker. Cause we ain't got to keep arguing. Best man win. I always felt I was confident. The worst thing the goddamn United States government could do is show me how to kill a person. And quick. That dedication, when you fighting for your country, think about it. They teaching this because they want you to use this on people to defend your country. Well, how about I use that shit to defend anything I say or I want to do? Am I all right to do that? Well, guess what? I caught a murder case once. Yeah. Somebody jumped on me. They had a knife and they had 3 other people with them. The guy with the knife was trying to stick me, but it was so many people on this that I kind of got grabbed him and I kind of twisted him around. I didn't stick him with his knife. I kind of like spun him around and then, you know, I broke his neck and he died. And them people that was right there with him, they tried to say I beat him with a baseball bat. This is a true story. And if it don't be for the neighbors and everybody who was out there, because the dude was drunk and he was known for stabbing people, but if it don't be for them people that actually told what really happened, I'd have probably been in jail for the rest of my life for killing this man. And I was the one being jumped on. But you know what? You know what made that to where I didn't spend 1 minute, but I would say a half a day in jail. And at the minute that shit went out, the military was there to pick me up. The military came and got me. Say, that's our property. The man was trained to do that. You got witnesses, let him go. And they took me right up out of that police station and told me to stay out of trouble. Told me that maybe it's time for you to find something else to do. True story, fellas. True story. And it wasn't the only time. But that story right there, because that's the first time that I ever hurt somebody, you know, with my bare hands. And that person died. It's not as easy as you think when you have to carry that on, because I didn't really mean for that to happen. There was just so much going on, and he happened to be the one that was with the knife and in that fucked up position that either me or him. And the sad thing about it, it was my brother's father-in-law. No, it was my brother's wife's grandfather, and at the time, my girlfriend's father. True story. So, yeah, I've been there. I've done that. So I don't do fake shit. I am, man, we try to be the realest motherfuckers you ever want to see in your life. Because at our age, what the fuck we got to be fake about? We don't drive around in no big fancy ass cars. We don't live in no goddamn big ass mansions. We don't do none of that shit. I think Mo got 8, 9 kids. I know I got 6, 7. But we got a life. So why would you spend all your life and then all of a sudden wait to get to be 65 years old, and all of a sudden you got to try to be something that you're not? Y'all got me fucked up. Tonight, I am just being straight real with you. You come to this show, this is what you get. What my brother tell you, he don't have to tell you. And there ain't nothing that he got to lie about based on what he telling you. See, my thing with the Norman situation is that anybody probably kind of why I really be thinking that shit just disappeared, because they don't really want me to find Norman, because my grudges go that far. I don't have no beef with nobody else, but Norman? No, I have to bring myself back to say to let it go. But no, I ain't never got over that, because that would be the only person that would have to pay for it. Am I being petty? Fuck yeah, because it ain't about the motherfucking bullshit. It's about the principle. The fact that you had the nerve to even try some shit like that. And then a run? Scary ass? No, man. This is on some real shit. This ain't no fake ass shit. Y'all don't never look. I always tell y'all we are open book, right? Because there's nothing out there about me that you can't go see. If you got Facebook or anything, you see all my family and friends and everybody. And anybody would tell you, everybody gonna have a different story than when it comes to telling you about me and my brother. Because we've always been the ones, we just love having fun. Why would I wait over here to get on this raggedy ass motherfucking YouTube over these? We're all, you know, I'm not putting everybody down, because there's some real dog men out here. And I know they have that same love of this game. And maybe some of them just like hearing somebody who's willing to get out in front of everybody and talk about it. Because I don't have nothing to risk. I don't have to worry about losing my job, because I own the motherfucker. I don't have that fear. Don't have to worry about trying to be fake. Because my brother got enough shit in his background, and he has been out there enough that he can talk this shit and be real about it. Give a damn what everybody say. The fact is, he don't even have to say that much. And all he just trying to do is make the game better to show y'all this is normal as you gonna ever find. And look what we were able to do. And I'm just gonna be honest with you. He really be telling you just how he did it. Didn't have nothing trying to do with trying to be great. Like 305. Don't have nothing with trying to be great. All they was trying to do was get on. And if you was willing to climb over that wall with that bulldog, then let's make it happen, Cap. Because them dogs didn't make champion on their own. They didn't make grand champion on their own. They ain't do it just 1 or 2 times. They had plenty. A lot of these guys, if might only have 4 or 5 champions in the whole lifetime of the game, but you can't hate on them because they them same 4 or 5 champions that they had are gonna be responsible for the next 30 years based off the shit that came down off of them. Because they was the right dog to round up in the right dog man's hands. And it's been so many of them down through the history of this dog game. So I tell all my young ones, that's why we talk about that New Jack era. Because in that New Jack era, I was one of y'all. I was one of them young boys. Ex-Marine, feeling himself. I ain't on no gang shit. I'm a fucking Marine. I'm on some block shit. You can go Crip somewhere else, or you can go Blood somewhere else. But over here, I don't know what that shit look like. Respect the territory. Respect my space. And sometimes you had to be able to earn that space. Earn that space and protect that space. Why can't you take that same mentality and put it into the bulldog game? Because I tell you what, there was a whole bunch of them that did. And they kept their honor and dignity and integrity and respect and was willing to help others to be able to maintain that, to drive it forward. Because if it don't be for them, there wouldn't have never been us. If it don't be for us, it would have never been Gainesville. Not to the degree that they became, because they are far better than us. Because they got time under their belt. But then that's just the love of the game. So if you are willing to receive, then you got to be willing to give back. It's not about being better than the next man. Fuck the next man. Let's start talking about the dog. The dog can't tell you I'm better than that piece of shit over there. Damn that raggedy human being is holding him. Let's talk about that piece of shit he got between his legs. The dog can't tell you that. So you got to think for your dog. You want him? You want him? We're going to go get his ass then. We're going to go get his ass. My boy be like, yeah, yeah. Because that's the way we felt. Everybody that crawled over that wall, you had a piece of shit. And if you don't like how I said it, then let's see. Release the dogs. That's the world we come from. I know that might sound cruel to a bunch of people out there, but you tree huggers, y'all know I'm blaming everything on y'all. That's all I'm saying. For you tree hugging asses out here, I mean, I wanted to bring that article just to remind y'all, because you know, 1950s, you know what this shit was like, all up in the Madison Square Garden, all down in Louisiana, Civic Center, all these places, big dog fight thing. Goddamn sheriff running around, not just my sheriff, he ain't the only sheriff, hell, there was mayors and everybody else. Come on now. Times change, all right? We have to accept those times. We have to say that is part of our history. That is just a different part of the game. But don't all of a sudden now we just gonna shit on the game. Like, fuck us. We in a different, no, y'all ain't doing nothing no different than what we did. Shut that shit up. Go do your history. No, you ain't climbing up no walls. You ain't even running a treadmill. You ain't even pulling a damn weight. Where is this bullshit coming from? And for anybody that sits back and listen to that shit and find it necessary to comment on it, then guess what? Y'all just as bad as them. So how the fuck can y'all even talk about them? Stop it. Stop it. This game. It's always been built on don't talk about it, be about it. Less said, more done. Because that's what this game was built on. That's what this game was a part of through my whole entire experience. And I don't see no reason why it would change. And basically, even what I see, there was shitty people back then too. So it's shitty people now. I just look at the community and be like, is my community that young that y'all really can't tell the difference between what real is real? Because real can be real. I mean, real can be kind of hard to associate from what's real and what's not. You know, real. I never thought that you could question something that was real. You know what I'm saying? I never thought you could question something that was real. For me, real is something I done seen for myself. Real is something that I done tried for myself and it either worked or it didn't work. You know, real is something that I can touch and I done put my hands on and I felt it and I looked at it and said, this shit is real as shit. But I ain't never took something that somebody said and called it real just because you said it. I mean, I don't even take religion like that. I believe in God and Jesus Christ because, and I don't even say I believe in him. I'm gonna just put it like this. I just know. I know that there's a higher power. Now they might give that higher power Jesus or they give it God, but I know. See, when you believe in, you doing, that's that that's that room for or that excuse for questioning. I believe it, but I really don't believe it. So believing something, I kind of like, I'm better off with the no shit. That's like me saying, I believe my name is Michael Bayless. No, how about this? I know my name is Michael Bayless. Y'all see the difference? Why I'm gonna believe that my name is Michael Bayless when I know my name is Michael Bayless? That's twin one, GHK. So that's how serious and deep I take shit. I mean, anything that you can do to where you see it and you know it, it becomes unquestionable to you. It's easy to stand 10 toes, 9 toes, 7 toes down, whatever the fuck you want to call it, nailed straight to the concrete, boots on the ground type shit. Now, you willing to get on like me? You really ready to get on like me? Because when it's all said and done, we gonna know the real. We gonna know the real. Cause I'm gonna make your ass know. No, I ain't gonna make you a believer. I'm gonna make you know that you just got your ass whooped in the most worstest way. Or it could be a better way. But then most of the time, when you know you about that talking that shit and all that, man, I ain't gonna say I was the nicest person, because I was always humble. But if you talk shit and Mo was always the one, he would grab the dog up and he would be, taking the dog up and not leaving me to go around and I gotta take care of my business. And when I was taking care of my business and you was talking that shit early, I dig. Yeah, I'm gonna have me something smart to say. You had a whole lot to say. How you feel now? I don't hear you saying too much. What, cat got your tongue? You ain't like that ass whooping. It didn't look good at all. And you ain't even make it to 30 minutes. You came in here with all that fuck shit. You got anything else on the yard? My wife been bugging me for a mink coat or a new car or some shit. I mean, I'm that motherfucker to be like, twin, you right. You got me. You got me. Yeah, I know I did. I hope you learned the lesson. Be careful who you talking shit to. You know, because some people make you pay for that type of shit. And I was really one of them type of people. Hey, let me give a big shout out to my man Guy Ghostin. Man, he always coming in showing that love. I'm sorry, Guy. I got caught up in my running my goddamn mouth, but I got you, fam. Coming through with that 20-piece showing that mad love. Cuz, come on, man. He said, so crazy to see a dude that hate you so much, he want to be you. It is weird. Cuz, stop it, man. You couldn't say it in a better way, fam. Because you hear Moses say that all the time. Mo be like, you know what your problem is? You bad because you ain't me. You just want to be me. And that's weird. But it is weird. Because how your ass know you ain't shit, know you ain't never done that, know that you just a bunch of fucking mouth and you just got the nerve to have to say something and y'all can't see through that shit? Come on, man. I know the game is better than that because I keep trying to tell y'all, it didn't take a lot of people to make the game what it was. Believe that. And again, I remind you again, that's my disclaimer too. This is the path, but just go get Fat Bill's books. Go get Schoolboy. Go buy the magazine. If you know, Buck City still got that magazine going because there's some good shit in there. You know, I think you need to know the history of the dogs. You're not going to find it. You're not going to be able to understand the competition until you get out there in it. But it's good to know what you're getting into. You know, I think a lot of this reading, a lot of this shit inspired me. Remember, I told you about going like Barney. Going like Barney really inspired going hard kennels. You read the story about Searchy Jeff and going like Barney, you know, you be like, damn, I want to be like that motherfucker. I want one of them kind of motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Then you out here dealing with these bulldogs and you see some shit like Mayday. Yeah, damn right we got the Mayday early because shit, not everybody got a chance to see what that we seen. That motherfucker was a bad, crazy ass motherfucker and a big motherfucker. And you make him mad? Oh, that's what that looked like? Oh, we got to get some of that. We was just lucky to be early to the party. Never knew it was going to wind up like it did, and never knew that he was going to become the dog that he became. So when people be talking about hating on some shit and talking that shit, y'all just remember, you ain't never been one of them to have that to even talk about, to even come close to even talking about. To even, some of y'all don't even know what it is, even having a one-time winner between your legs. And that ain't taking nothing from you because, again, this game ain't meant for everybody, but don't try to be something that you're not. That's all. Let them do what they do. Let that basement keep doing whatever the fuck they want to do. Let them take that risk. Because the risk ain't no different than it was when we was doing. Okay, so yeah, the times is different. The misdemeanor, all they did was add more time because you fuck around and get caught. They're gonna be trying to throw your ass under the jail. You know what I'm saying? But even back then, I don't think nobody was looking at the fact of whether it was a misdemeanor or a felony. Because I know when that shit happened up in Romulus, that shit went to federal court. That shit wasn't in state court. All that shit was in federal court. All them people that was from out of town, yeah, that's and the shit that I seen. But see, that was a whole part of that shit because they didn't want to tell the story about how they went out there and shot all them dogs. That, you know, didn't try to save nothing, didn't call humane. They were shooting fucking dogs. Oh, you don't want to put that shit on the news. Maybe that's why everybody got a light sentence, got them smacks on the hands because you didn't get everybody. Yeah, whatever happened to all the dogs? How many dogs did y'all confiscate? Where all them dogs at with all these people that's supposed to have been fighting dogs? Where all they at? Why are these damn dogs dead? Oh, we don't see that on TV? Oh, we didn't hear that on TV. Y'all ain't never heard that on TV, did y'all? See, it's that type of shit I be talking about. This shit that you don't hear. This shit that they don't want you to know. So don't go always believing what you hear or what you see on TV. TV always make it, them news things, they always make things worse than what it was. I'll tell you, if you had read a news article and they ran my brother's story 7 straight days, and there's one of them times they're going to find me over there in the end. I was saying it right there, and the camera looked dead in that motherfucker and told them. In the end, all that shit they were saying is going to blow up in their face. And I guarantee you, you'll never see it back on this news. Will you be back to report that? And you know what, fellas, when the end 3 years later, that he had a small section, 3 pages in the newspaper of him being found not guilty. Go find it for yourself. Little small article. It wasn't all on the front page. It wasn't all on the news. They didn't even say it on the damn news. 31 charges found not guilty. You think they were going to put that shit on the news? No. So don't go get out here and believe in none of that dumb shit that these people be talking about. You're right there, guy. Guy said, what about Big Nate Newton? Good guy. He was an NFL football player, a part of the Backstreet back then. He was a part of a whole lot of shit back then. You know the story about my man Nate Newton. But Nate the Great, you know, got to give Nate his love. He was a bulldog. You know, Nate had his problems. But these Bulldogs' journey do bring problems to all of us. So I ain't going to hate on him. But, you know, think about it. Think about it now. I can truly say, from my own experience and from the people that I've been around and things I've seen in this dog game, they come in all shapes and sizes and different professions. All of them. I done seen the sheriff, the mayor, football players, basketball players, boxers, singers, rappers, you name it, I've seen them all. But that ain't my story to tell. But don't act like, you know, it don't happen. Don't pretend that it don't happen. Remember, they're always going to protect their home. That's why I'm saying they did right by Michael Vick. They shit on him, but he didn't shit on nobody else, and they took care of him. So, who am I to hate? And anybody else will be throwing that shit around there, y'all need to look at the big picture. Because at what point did you ever hear Nate Newton, after the times that he got busted, even when it came down to them dogs, that he tell on anybody? I don't know, Carlos. You remember when he got caught with them 50 pounds of weed? You know that story? You know, he been caught up a couple times, but I'll just I'll just say it, man. You know what I mean? Because you see it like you said, he was part of the Backstreet. Yes, he was. But that wasn't nothing new if you was down, if you knew and you was running with people in that game. It was just something that wasn't talked about. That's all. Nate used to be the weed man, shit. And anything else. But he had access to some good dogs, you know, and they always looked out for each other. I mean, why would you bring your people into something that could ruin their career? And that's how I be looking at you in them situations. Y'all thought we was that stupid? I mean, how can you have these big celebrities that I've seen places and just shit is like shabby, you know, just shabby. You know, they just out there taking these stupid ass risks with all they got to lose. I mean, I ain't never seen that. That's why I know, you know, I don't understand the era that y'all be talking about. Like this shit didn't ever happen. Like all of us was just stupid as fuck. When that's not true. I mean, I really did come from the era that if you didn't know that motherfucker, then who is he here with? There wasn't no cell phones. If you mad because we fixing to search you, then maybe you don't need to be here. And once you here, guess what? Somebody need to keep that eye on him because, he can't come in there, but he ain't leaving here until this is done. People get real funny about that type of shit. And then if you happen to be there and when you got these type of people around, then that means you was privileged. How would you fuck that up by going back and say, I seen so-and-so? What kind of motherfucker does that? Who does that? A motherfucker that just want to run his mouth and say, I was doing this with so-and-so. That means only them kind of people do that type of shit. But if people was really out there doing that type of shit, that go to show you how small the community was. It would have been all over the TV. It would have been blown up a lot bigger than just Michael Vick. That's all I'm saying. But it wasn't, because he held strong. He did his time. And actually did his time and came back and got another chance. And they really been taking care of him. I'm wondering when they're going to let him into the Hall of Fame. If you did everything else, you might as well get ready to let him get in the Hall of Fame. Because he's still holding true to, he's still holding true. That's all. Let me see. Big shout out to my man, Tall Stranger. I seen you, fam. Fresh Dog. Fresh. I see you. What up, fam? Man, I really appreciate y'all coming out tonight. Because Big Fort Lauderdale D. No, that's Fort Lauderdale. And I'm taking this Fort Lauderdale D because he the only one. I know he my man's and them. When he pop up, he let me know he in the house. So big shout out to Fort Lauderdale D. What up, fam? Pit Dog. Big shout out to my man, the one and only, my brother by another mother, Pit Dog. I know you're gonna catch this on the rebound, Pit Dog. Mike Mo, he out the hospital, Pit Dog, but he had complications, so they're gonna keep him till like Monday, maybe Tuesday. I'm surprised that he's not even he didn't even drop in the chat. They might have took his phone, because Mo's a terrible patient. Yeah. Big shout out to my man, J Rock. Hey, J Rock, appreciate you looking out. Now, my man, look, J Rock called us one day and he wanted to know if he could get, he wanted to get the books. So we sent J Rock over there and told, go see Fat Bill. Fat Bill gonna hook you up. He got over there. Hey, Twin told me to come by. You would have something. Fat Bill looked out for him, said he ain't had no books, but he hooked him with the drive. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? I want to give a big shout out to J Rock because, regardless of what people might say about me and my feelings toward Fat Bill, understand we is not no kids. We are grown ass men. We are old grown ass men. But I ain't gonna never be stepping in the way of a man making his money if he got a good product. And I'm always gonna let y'all know, and I will stand on this. And I even said this to J Rock, and I'm pretty sure Mo told him because Mo still sent him over to Fat Bill. He didn't go get a copy and say, look, I got a copy of Fat Bill book right here. I can sell it to you. My brother did not do that. He sent him right to the man that we got it from. Now, we could have just as well did that, but I don't hate Fat Bill like that. I don't like Fat Bill as a person, but I respect him as always and will always respect him as a great dog man. Period. And my man J Rock went right over there and he let him know we sent him. And Fat Bill really did take care of him. You know what I'm saying? See, that's the kind of shit I be talking about. I'm not never going to take away from that man's achievement or even try to interfere with his money or his product because he has a good product. And I suggest if y'all don't have that USB drive, you need to call Fat Bill and have it because one day one day it really might be worth something because that's the American Game Dog Times, fellas. That's one of the only 2 books that I really ever respected in this dog game. And you know, I don't get into none of that shit anyway. But I love the stories in this book, and I was, I just like the way it was done. And I think it's just a lot of history there. You don't have to let everybody tell you about how this game was, especially when 90% of the motherfuckers is telling you don't even know how it really was because they ain't never done it. So I ain't never been a fan of just sitting back letting motherfuckers tell you how this shit felt. What I'm always gonna tell you is how we did it, what we did, and how we got to that point, and what these other motherfuckers was doing. And let me tell you something. If you can't willing to do this and you ain't willing to do that, then get out and go get you a poodle. Because over here, if you gonna have to put in the motherfucking work, fuck all that talking, shut the fuck up, put in that work, and let the work talk for you. Wouldn't give a damn if you was breeding, run up a wall, treadmill. I wouldn't care what you doing. Let your work speak for your success. The rest has always and will always take care of itself. And for you people who haven't realized what fake is, or can't tell the difference between real and what is fake, you need to be over there buying Schoolboy's books. You need to be over there buying Buck City's magazine. You need to be over there buying uh, Ed Crenshaw's book. I mean, my man, the dog man, he was selling the Crenshaw book, had a great price on it. I think, and then watch these videos because we trying to tell you about our past and how these guys got to where they got, because I'm talking about the new jacks. The people that you hear in these songs I'm talking about, I'm from that era. I'm back here safe where we can talk about, yeah, these motherfuckers here, they got their own tales. And you can read about they shit. You gonna read about everybody you hear in them rap songs. They got a tell that is lit. And I ain't talking about no weak shit either. I'm talking about some real top dog, historical making, legendary shit. That's my reality check for this week. Oh, shit. Hey, that's Fat Bill right there. I mean, it says Fat Bill Reynolds. Hey, Fat Bill. Regardless of how we might not can't stand each other, but you still a great dog man to me. And you got a great product, and you damn right. I'm gonna keep on sending them. Just keep handing them out. I might be a bad guy. Yeah, I might have a little crazy, but I will never fuck over your money. If anything, I'm gonna do what I can, because I think every dog man need to have your shit, because that was your baby. And they should be able to appreciate your baby. So if you don't have Fat Bill's baby, you need to go get his baby, because that's one hell of a book. That's one hell of a memorabilia to have. And I sit here with mine because every time I get a chance, y'all see I'm digging in it. Because these shit that I just read to y'all today, that came out of Fat Bill's shit. 2004. Sporting Dog Journal of Champions of 2004. I got that from Fat Bill. So I go in there to show y'all some shit, because there's so much information in there. If you don't have it, go get it. He'll take care of you. Thanks again, Fat Bill, for coming by. And that just really killed, that just made my night, because I knew you was out there watching, Bill. And you notice we always gonna get you. We don't have to like each other, but I'm always respect you, bro. I really appreciate that. And I will make sure Mo get the message, Fat Bill. He said, get well, Mo. I will definitely pass that on. Appreciate you, man. Again. Hey, look, man. Big shout out to my man, Mao Mao. Yes, I see you, Mr. Randy Fi, aka Mao Mao. See, when my bulldog is, these my men right here. These my mentors. You never know they out there, because when they pop up like this, when they do shit like that right there, that I know they always be watching. But when they do this shit right here, they just They verifying something for me. Damn, twin. You let them have it tonight, didn't you? Boy, you was in your feelings. Well, y'all know I always get my feelings when my brother be in the hospital. Because I never know when it's gonna be my last show. Because the minute that I never know when that's gonna happen. I always worry about that. But being this is my show, I get a chance to tell you what my part. This is what I do. This is who I am. I am part of this going hard kennel shit. And I'm gonna try to be the realest person, like he be trying to be real with them dogs. I'm gonna be trying to be real with the life and the business part of this game because we two heads. We a two-headed monster. At least we do have each other. It's important to have somebody because none of us really got to where we got to by ourselves. So we had to have some kind of integrity, some type of honor, some type of respect, some type of love for the game to even get that down far. And I just been blessed. And, I'm being blessed all the time because it's all over the place. I got Fatville, Mile Mile, uh, Fort Lauderdale D. I got Super Kennels, Marlowe. I mean, I got OOG, old school in the house. So yeah, them is my type of people because they know where I'm coming from. And I'm pretty sure they be thinking just like I be thinking, but they don't have a platform. But then I see them typing and I be like, I feel you. And I think that's important because man, look, this game has been able to survive because of that small group of real people. Real. Of all the people, you heard the article. For those who haven't seen the article and you're just catching this show, go back to the very beginning and let's find out where this started at. And understand why I'm ending it the way I'm ending it. This game ain't meant for everybody. Never was. But it's the core of what made these dogs who they are. The men behind the dogs. That's the reality and has always been the reality of the great American Pit Bull Terrier. And I don't give a damn what y'all think, what you feel. That's real. I wouldn't care how you got there, what you do to get there. But shut the fuck up and just put in the work and let your accomplishment speak through the body of your work. All that other fake ass shit and putting people down and trying to be something that you ain't. Go create another YouTube channel, but make it a comedy show. Don't make it a pit bull show. There's enough comedy out there. Go put that comedy competition over there with Cat Williams or something. Over here, I thought this was all about bulldogs. The American Pit Bull Terrier. The great American Pit Bull Terrier that's got decades and decades and decades of history that it is always going to be a famous dog because of the tenacity, the smartness, the love, the true love in a damn dog that will destroy your ass if not handled the right way. As dog men, we accept the responsibility. As dog men, we respect the responsibility. And if y'all can't see, no, y'all can't tell the difference between some fake ass shit and some real shit, then don't get mad when your ass get burnt. That's just part of the game. You just one of them ones that like Pelican Bay said, you ain't gonna do shit. You ain't gonna do shit. And you know what? You're right, because y'all ain't done shit. So you shut the fuck up. Again, that's just me keeping it real. And again, and for me, I can't be nothing but real. I'm talking to grown ass men. So as grown men, y'all know this. I'm hoping that y'all already know This shit is real. He ain't lying, twin. You ain't lying. You just got the nerve to say it. Well, I would think everybody would have the nerve to say it when you get to be 60-something motherfucking years old, because at what point do you not just give a fuck what people think or say? I mean, at some point, I guess the older you get, that's why it's easy to talk shit, because at this point in time, you don't give a fuck. You don't care. So, and you ain't gotta like me, bitch, but you better make sure you dislike me at a distance. That's all. I mean, I guess the older you get, the more, I, I don't know, because my younger days, I was shit, man. I'll travel to come get your ass. I ain't gonna be playing. Big shout out again. I got to put this up there because this is my main man right here. He said, "You're welcome, Mike. Good show, and God bless you. God bless you too." The legendary, and I'll say it again, the legendary Mr. Fat Bill Reynolds. And that's another one. You're gonna go back there and you're gonna keep seeing your dogs in his pedigree on your shit. That's just another proven example, because I can, regardless of what me and Bill go through, I can tell y'all, I can put up my pedigree and you're gonna find Fat Bill in my dog shit. So greatness should always follow greatness. And that's how I look at it. I feel great to have a motherfucking dog with Fat Bill on its papers, because I got a badass motherfucking dog. And I think Tom knows that too. I don't know how Tom be feeling about that shit, because I'm pretty sure everybody just digs in his ass every time he got to break out a paper and Fat Bill's all in that shit. I bet you he wish he could cross it out, but the shit is so goddamn good he can't cross it out. He's stuck with it, and that's just what greatness does, fellas. That's the reality of it. Even Tom, he don't have to like it, and Fat Bill ain't got to like him. But guess what? Fat Bill gonna always be a part of that shit that's in his papers, and we have to just respect that. But it's real. So, fellas, feel me where I'm coming from. Guy coasting, coming back with another 20 piece. I must be hitting it home for real with you, guy, because you always showing the love. Big shout out to my man, and this is my peoples, and he said, this is Van 305, aka Super Kennels Marlowe. He said, tell Fort Lauderdale D to say his kennel name. Which one you want him to say, man? You over here with this Vance 305 shit, Marlowe. Why can't you just come in and be like Super Kennels Low, But that's all right, fam. But Fort Lauderdale D, he be around, and I always catch him at the end. And this is what Fort Lauderdale, he say, you know what it is, Van 305. Y'all know what it is. Give a big shout out to my man, Mr. Cecil Jackson in the house. What up, fam? Hey, man, I really appreciate you guys for showing up and showing out and hanging out with me tonight. You're right. I might, when I get in my feelings, anytime it come to my brother, I get in my feelings. And especially when I see people and I see the love of this game, and my brother, if he could have been here tonight, he would have been here. That was the problem why he in the situation he is now, because he don't do discharging right, and they just made sure, because of the seriousness of his situation, that he don't get out here and do some dumber shit. So you know how the veterans is, they responsible for him, so they had to use some extra precautions to make sure that he got out the hospital the right way. Because for y'all, my brother would be doing any and everything to get here. Y'all talk that shit about, yeah, he showed up with his eye all fucked up, but you know what? That's just who he is. That is just who he is. Foot got ran over. No, he had to go because he made a commitment to them boys that he was gonna be there to judge their show. Fuck that. That's who he is. What more did he have to prove? And then for people to think we got to be fake, fuck y'all. We don't be worried about that type of silly shit. I'm still waiting for you motherfuckers to come over here and hit that link, and let's really have a conversation. Let's really put it out there. Let's see how real you is. Can you really sit up against Mo? Yeah. Kiki, ha ha. You see, I'm still throwing it around, ain't I? But I ain't getting no answers. I mean, you ain't even inviting me. You can invite us because my door is always open. Because I know you know like we know. That would be a short-ass fucking conversation fucking around over here. And, you know, that's why, you know, we try to tell y'all there's levels to this shit. There's just certain levels, you know your place. Don't talk that shit. Really, don't say shit. Just show up one day and hit that motherfucking button. You know what I'm saying? And then at least you making it happen, Captain. You get to put them receipts on the line and show what makes your fucking ass relevant. Knowing that all we talk about over here is bulldogging. How dare you have the nerve to say anything about what the fuck going on over here? But then that's okay. Just remember, my logo. You see where I'm coming from. My logo always say, scratch the win. Don't talk about it, be about it. Keep your eyes on the prize. I hear it said so much that you should be sick of hearing it. But I don't have no problem applying that shit to any motherfucking body, including you know who I'm talking about, Kiki, ha ha. Huh. Big shout out to everybody. Look, fellas, do me a favor before we get out of here tonight. I got 64 people up in here. I don't know how many people are going to see this afterwards. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And for damn show, don't forget to hit that like button because it is free. Big shout out to people like my man Kai Ghostin, Sherelle, Nisi, baby. I love you, baby, again. I'm going to get it back from your daddy. You know, because you know, when my nieces come in here, because they know their dad is down and they want to, you know, they come to support their Uncle Mike. You know, big shout out to Triple M because I'm pretty sure he said he was gonna show up, even though he ain't say shit. He said one thing, like, man, you on one tonight, and he just let me have it. So I'm pretty sure he probably done fell asleep sitting up there listening to me because it's way past his bedtime. But the fact that my brother still showed up because he told Mo that he was gonna show up. And he did not let me down. And I can't be mad at him. But for you guys, always, we show up for y'all. And y'all show up. Is why we keep trying to show up. So while you're here, I don't ask much, don't look for much, but it carries a whole lot of weight. It does when you just do the simple things. And all I'm asking for tonight and for the blessings, you know, that you know, my wife made it out of her situation. My brother's, he's lived, he's alive, even with the complications that came up, he's still with me, you know, and that's a blessing in itself. And I want to cherish tonight because it's been a long time since I did a show by myself without him. Show me some love. Show yourself some love by giving me some goddamn thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Muscles. Muscles. Big shout out to my brother Randy, aka Bow Wow. You know, big bro, I need to get you back on the show. Cause I wanted to throw that in before I start screaming for my goddamn roses. Roses. I need my damn roses. Show me some love. And I be meaning that. Look, fellas, ain't nothing realer than ain't nothing realer than real. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing realer than real. And when you can recognize real, when real recognize real, and you stand on that shit, you're a different kind of animal. And I'm gonna tell you, in this bulldog game, the men that I talk about, they're that different type of animal. Cause I know damn well I was intelligent enough and been around enough motherfuckers street, all types of shit that I know real recognize real. And now I'm telling you, my brother's success is because of these people that we talk about, that we share with y'all, that we put out there, to give them the platform to tell y'all, these boys, these men, they ain't in no books, but they deserve the legendary status that they deserve because they are what changed the game. They changed the game. They was a part of the change. Great dogs. They left a history that we could appreciate. And this is our duty to put it out there because they shared that with us. And they always said, what they give you, you pass it forward. That's what keeps it going. It ain't always about being stingy. I know, and I hear so many people saying that, and that's not true. That's not true. I grew up around when somebody gives something to you, they always tell you to pass it forward. You never really understood what it meant. But as you get older, you can understand because that's where your blessings come from. You don't look for the thank yous and shit that comes from the person that you're giving the blessings to. God said he takes care of them his way. The fact that you found it in your heart to give and didn't look for nothing in return, you know, just pass it forward. If that's all it took, God has blessed me to even still be living because of that way of thinking. And I ain't never said I was perfect at all. I am far from a saint, but I can tell you this much. I know there's a God because he has blessed me to live 65 years, one of the most beautiful is life. And it ain't always been about money. It's just been about life. A father, a husband, a grandfather, a cousin, an uncle, a nephew, a family man, to love the American Pit Bull Terrier. Come on, man. It don't get no better than that. It don't get no better than that. And y'all know how I do it. You know how I do it. I'm always a believer in stop talking. Don't talk about it, be about it. Yeah, shut the fuck up. Show me something. Don't tell me shit, show me. Show up and show me. Stop talking and show me. Keep your eyes on the prize. How bad you want it? How bad you want some of this? Is it in your heart? You got it in you? You a cur? Because you know everything over here. Everything over here. S2W all day, baby. S2W all day. And for those who don't know what the fuck that means we always, goddamn it, we fucking always scratch the win. And if you don't know, as much as we done said it, don't worry about it. Show up. Show up so I can show you. Don't talk about it.
Yeah. Better know my head, but don't talk about it, be about it. That's the code we live in the game with them people. See the proof and how to give from the pit to the trophies. Every chain, every game. Don't talk about it, be about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the code we live in the game with them people. See the proof and how to give from the pit to the trophies. Every chain, every game. Don't talk about it, be about it. Most wanted Kennels in the spotlight. Danger alert, come with the name. Super Kennels competition, all built for the fame. Work Kennels was the work and work, while Cherokee kept the game strong. Evolution built a bloodline where the heart come from. These dogs ain't hype, they the truth in the pit. Every pedigree stamp when them paws hit the street. Ain't no fairy tales, this that real y'all grit. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the pit bull script. Shout the brothers with the backbone thick. Vera brothers, color brothers, Bishop brothers legit. They don't talk about it, they be about it. ride it every day. Put the work in and y'all let the results say. Them boys on the rise, yeah, the circle stay tight. Plow boys, wall boys, Havana boys in the fight. Different flags, same grind, same fire, same spit. Don't talk about it, be about it. That's the litmus test.
Yeah, legend of doom, behind set tone. Locked tight, locked in, carved in stone. Church boys hold it with the pit bull gauge. Fruit colors on man, Sean B in the maze. Arsenal gang deal, but your knife stay sharp. Only in America, walk them down, ram in the dark. DSK and Mad Ohio dog, pound by hard when they hit. Praise to the men who rock this shit.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
Yeah, they live it.
Fat boy the legend, real buster, real strong. Southern bulldog, keep the bloodline long. Latin force pressure, sniper don't miss. Shaded day, shaded with a killer instinct. Twist, super night, pow, unit whole rank. Boot camp, click hitting like a Sherman tank. Little fine with the vision. Tennessee dog pound, got their eyes on the pit. All legendary, really the shit. Don't talk about it, be about it. Yeah, they built it brick by brick. Talk about it. Yeah, they built it brick by brick. Talk about it. Yeah, they built it brick by brick. Talk about it. Don't talk about it, be about it. Don't talk about it. That's the yard law, from the pups to the legends, everybody stand tall. Every name on this track got a story that's lit. Don't talk about it, be about it.
Every name on this track got a story that's lit.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
Call this some legendary pit bullshit, 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 pit bullshit.
Yeah, we in the trenches, feel that hunger in the air.
Yeah. Welcome to the yard. If you're tough, you can stare. Yeah, welcome to the yard. Where the chain spots shine, bloodlines run deep, every pedigree's prime. The game APBT, worldwide pride. You come correct or stay the hell outside, legacy made. We grind, we hustle. Twin bosses, Mo and Mike locked in the scuffle. Yeah, we run the yard, iron fists and grit. When the sun comes up, no, we never gon' quit. Dudo and Devo, legends carved in stone. Patrick Bolio made the yard they home. Tanned and yellow, they whisper through the trees. Echoes of greatness, feel that legacy breeze. Going hard, yeah, we run this yard, nothing but the best. We don't play it soft, bloodline stack heavy, 52 way so strong in this dog-eat-dog world. We know where we belong, the yard where greatness prevails. Pressure creates knowledge and hard work. It's how history bakes, all on the fucking deal. Pressure creates knowledge and hard work. It's how history bakes.
Tails in the dirt, every chain spot turn, lessons learned hard. Like the scars we earn, no shortcuts taken. Champions ain't bought, just blood and sweat. This legacy taught from Mayday to Ace, Buck to G. Every warrior counts, we ain't losing no sleep. Heat like a furnace, knowledge is the key. In the yard we trust, we got the pedigree. Feel the intensity, blaze in the fight. In the shadows of the yard, we rewrite the night. From the ring to the chain, we like kings cut out. Mo and Mike, every victory's what we shout. Going hard, yeah, we run this yard, nothing but the best. We don't play it soft, bloodline stacked heavy, 52 way so strong in this dog-eat-dog world. We know where we belong, the yard in the dirt. Yeah, knowledge and hard work, it's how history bakes. Yard in the dirt, yeah, knowledge and hard work, it's how history bakes. Yeah, legacy in the dirt, yeah, feel that fame. The game APBT. Remember the name, so step back. If you can't handle the heat, the yard's going hard. Put the game on repeat, it's Mo and Mike. Kings in this game, going hard. Kennels, forever ain't the same, nigga. Yeah. Going hard, Kennels, yeah, we run this yard. Twin bosses, Mo and Mike, every day they go hard. Line stack heavy like a deck full of cards. From yellow Mayday Ace, they bred real stars. Welcome to the yard where the legends get raised, where the chain spots shine and the bloodlines praise. Grand champ King Kunta with that royal type stride. Red ruby in the pen, red hot worldwide. The brat in the cut, keep the hustle on track. Pretty mama got the look and the structure intact. L-Ride bring the heat, yellow bird bring the flame. Gus and 38 special certified in the game. What day in the ring, crowd love in the scene. Dogs moving like ghosts in the
champion's dream. From yellow to buck, their foundation is tough. Yellow buck in the veins, yeah, the roots run rough. Mayday in the pedigree, ace in the spine. That old school fire still alive in the line. Twin brothers in command, pushing forward with pride. Going hard on the banner, let the whole world ride. Hard work in the yard, every sunrise earned. Legacy in the dirt, with every chain spot turn. No shortcuts taken, no champions bought. Just blood, sweat, time, and the lessons they taught. Going hard, Kennels, yeah, we run this yard. Twin bosses, Mo and Mike, every day they go hard. Line stack heavy like a deck full of cards. Yellow Mayday ace turning pups into stars. Sheriff Pal bought us in the game, stamp legit. Find him in Tornadoes pedigree. Hall of Fame, double grand champion. James Pogay, the formula showed how to build and sustain. Blueprints in the blood, yeah, the knowledge remain. T.O. our partner, Ohio Cash showed how to win. Turn losses into lessons, now it's trophies we spin. Mama, Triple M, deep south in the mix. Arsenal, Kennels, Stone City, solid foundations, no tricks.
Hardcore, BLB up in the spec is 6.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Tom, Dick, Tom, Tony Wade, Southern Kennels, real ones through time. Time from Pro Set, Windy City, combined in place, low type, apex, pressure built for the chase. Gotta eat boys, black ice, hunger sharp as a blade. Third verse for the legacy, every debt fully paid. Yeah, I said third verse for the legacy, every debt fully paid.
Yeah, it's Mo and Mike in the house.
Going hard with the legends, paying homage, you know. Yo, Twins Mo and Mike, we running this game. Legends in the making, never gonna be the same. Kennels popping hard, these game dogs raised right. The brat, pretty mama, they shining so bright. La Mayday, what a day, they breathe the heat. Red Ruby L-Rod, they can't accept defeat. With 38 special and yellow bird, we top tier champions, grand champions, ain't no fear.
Run the register of merit, we got the elite. Mayday bug Jeep, Yellow Frisco, feel the beat. Females like honey bunching awesome, baby, we tight. Bloodline strong, spreading knowledge, taking flight. Scratch to win, don't talk about it. We the real deal, you know it's no doubt about it.
KPTO, the modern Earl Tudor. Got in the pack, making moves like a tutor. APT, family thick, like legends in the game. Legend of them, Triple M. Shout out the name, Deep South, Roadblock. We upholding tradition. Mama, Southern Kennels, we got that ambition. Hardcore hitters, Stone City brings the fire. The Abrahams, the fam, lifting us higher.
Run the register of merit, we got the elite. Mayday bug Jeep, Yellow Frisco, feel the beat. Females like honey bunching awesome, baby, we tight. Bloodline strong, spreading knowledge, taking flight. Scratch to win, don't talk, be about it. We the real deal, you know it's no doubt about it.
Listen up, respect the hustle, respect the grind. Ben, Nate Dogg, putting in work intertwined. Keeping that legendary status alive, you feel? Don't hate on the ride, catch the bus, we keep it real. What's history without a future? We pay the way, Captain. We make it happen, that's the play.
So here's to the champions, run the race, stand tall. Twins, Mo and Mike, we gon' answer the call. Legends in the game, yeah, we holding it down. In the world of game dogs, we wearing the crown.
Run the register of merit, we got the elite. Mayday bug Jeep, Yellow Frisco, feel the beat. Females like honey bunching awesome, baby, we tight. Bloodline strong, spreading knowledge, taking flight. Scratch to win, don't talk, be about it. We the real deal, you know it's true, no doubt about it.
Shout out to Ohio Cash, the man with the plan, Rastaman Boom, Schoolboy, aka the... There's levels to this game!